And it's Craig Bellamy there with Carl Roberts. And Danny, it's almost a contradiction in a way, isn't it, where he's saying, look, we've got to be calm, we've got to be clear, we've got to be focused and concentrate, but at the same time, we've got to be relaxed and we've got to enjoy it. How do you do all of those things at once?
Well, you can, and that's what this level of game kind of demands. You know, you have to be able to kind of control your emotions, channel your emotions in the right way. You don't want to be kind of too hyped up with the whole occasion and the pressure kind of gets to you, or you know, you make a silly decision and that kind of costs the team. So look, I think Craig kind of spoke very well there in terms of we've been here many times now. You know, there's players that have been in this situation more than one occasion, so I think the more experiences you can have, the easier it becomes a bit, and you handle that pressure a little bit better. So look, the players will be ready, they'll be focused, there'll be some butterflies in the stomach, I'm sure, but they're going to be really, really looking forward to this, putting on a show again. And as I said, we have to be perfect. Everybody knows their roles and responsibilities, and it's about going out now and kind of executing the performances, as simple as that.
Well, they've dimmed the lights slightly here at the Cardiff City Stadium. We have the theatre before the teams come out, the Celtic Horn in a moment, but I think Zombie Nation before that, a soundtrack, a tune that we heard 10 years ago, if you remember, on the terraces and the stadiums of France when Wales qualified for Euro 2016. And they've been playing it ever since and loving hearing it. And here is that Celtic war horn that they now play before every Wales men's and women's international. In 20 seconds, Nathan Blake, what happens tonight? Danny said it would be foolish to go all out and throw everything at it and lose control. How would you approach this if you're Craig Bellamy?
I don't think he was saying not to go all out. I think the team will go out right from the get-go. I mean, whenever they've started well, first 10, 15 minutes with any team, they seem to wipe the flow with them, so they'll be looking to do the same again. But he's talking about a controlled way. It's not like loose, you don't lose your shape, you don't push men into places where, you know, you leave yourself vulnerable at the back or through midfield and things like that. So I think they'll go for it right from the get-go. I don't think they know another way, to be honest with you, Ian. But I think, like Danny said, it's got to be in a controlled mannerism.
And if you lose the ball, get it back quickly. He said yesterday, Wales are ranked #1 in Europe for winning the ball back within 5 seconds. Well, the lights have gone low and the teams are ready to come out here on the Thursday night at the Cardiff City Stadium. Loads of mobile phone torches being held aloft around the ground. It will be Tuesday that they face Italy or Northern Ireland. But will it be a final or will it be a friendly? That is the question. They want it to be a playoff final for a place at next year's World Cup in the USA, Canada and in Mexico. Here is Zombie Nation, just looking around at a lot of people wearing bucket hats over in that far corner. The Bosnian fans who are here in force, 1,700 who've travelled over. 50 have come from Florida, we believe, to be here tonight. So they come not just from Bosnia itself, but from many corners of Europe and the world to support their team, hoping to make it to the World Cup. They filled that little corner. I can't see any empty seats in this stadium. It's another one of those nights. Will it be like Ukraine in 2022 when Wales won to make that World Cup? Or will it be like Poland 2 years ago and the penalty shootout agony which denied Wales a place at Euro 2024? They are trying to get to their second successive World Cup finals. And it will be tonight Ethan Ampadu who leads out Wales here, following in the footsteps of Gareth Bale and Ben Davies and Aaron Ramsey, who have led Wales out for these big playoff matches under the lights here at the Cardiff City Stadium. Will there be nerves? There's bound to be nerves. Yeah? How are they feeling right now?
I mean, Ian, it is very much from the professional point of view. Of course you get nervous. Everybody gets nervous, but it's about, you learn how to control those nerves. That's the main thing. Like Danny made the point earlier, you don't want to go out there and make a mistake early or get sent off or give away a penalty or anything like that. So whilst everybody else is around you, I mean, and the fan base is nervous, as players, you've really got to hold your nerve. And over time, experience allows you to do that. So yes, they'll be nervous, but it'll be a good energy rather than that energy that saps you and drains you.
Here they come, Cymru and Bosnia. World Cup playoff semi-final action here on Radio Wales and Sounds. Time to enter that lottery, and what a prize at the end of it. A summer in the United States, Canada, and maybe Mexico too, if Wales were to get out of the group stages. There is no greater prize than a place at the World Cup, one of, if not the biggest sporting event on the planet. And before the anthems, there is going to be a 100 cap presentation for the injured Ben Davies, who became only the 4th player to reach a century for Wales against Belgium last October. And the Wales and Tottenham legend Cliff Jones presenting Davies now with a golden cap. So the Spurs defender, what a special moment that is for him. One Spurs legend with another, and he will surely take his seat in the stands and watch on nervously like everyone else. Well, maybe not that nervously, because, as we say, he's been here before, and he knows they can definitely do it.
We really believe we can play good football, beat good teams, and can perform well in big moments. And I think in this campaign we've shown that. At this point, it's one game at a time. The Italy-Northern Ireland final is potentially irrelevant if you don't focus on Bosnia. So I think we'll go into it really focused, getting the game plan sorted, getting everything right, and then let's see what we can do.
A golden cap for Ben Davies. Will it be a golden night for Wales? Time for the anthems.
Sing it loud, sing it proud.
Well, boy, have we waited a long time to hear that again here at the Cardiff City Stadium. It is a match 4 months in the making. But the question is, will we get a final against Italy or Northern Ireland next Tuesday, or a friendly that no one really wants? Two very different nights here at the Cardiff City Stadium in prospect. The next 90 minutes, or 120 plus possibly penalties, will determine which one it is. We'll keep you right on top of that game out in Italy as they face Northern Ireland in that playoff semi-final, but it is Wales against Bosnia here on BBC Radio Wales and Sounds in the company of the former Wales internationals Danny Gavadon and Nathan Blake alongside Mark Poyser.
Thank you, Ian. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Cardiff City Stadium. Welcome to 5 days which will decide the World Cup fate of Craig Bellamy and his team. And what a sight this stadium is. Not a spare seat to be had. There are flares and fireworks going off in the small away section. They have brought blue banners and tifos as well. Bucket hats and red shirts. Everywhere else outnumber the Bosnians, who are 36 places below Wales in the FIFA World Rankings, but like Wales, come into this playoff as a runner-up in their group in qualifying. It is a crisp, early spring night, and I hope, as you can hear at home or wherever you're listening to us, it is a crackling Cardiff atmosphere yet again. A World Cup place is on the line. A whole nation's hopes are on the line. Daniel James is the last player to run out towards the centre of the field to join that red-shirted huddle to the left of the halfway line. The fireworks and flares are still going off in the away end in the corner to my right-hand side, and the smoke is swirling across all of that stand behind that goal. Wales emerge from their huddle. Bosnia, all in white, wait to greet them. 2 games away from a second successive World Cup. Craig Bellamy has told his team to go for it. This capacity crowd is ready to roar them on. It will be Wales to start the game. Brennan Johnson stands over the ball in the centre circle as smoke fills the air. We are underway in the World Cup playoffs. Carl Darlow clears downfield for Wales in yellow, slips as he does. Roden then will collect in these early moments. Back to Darlow's on the edge of his penalty area, and now it's out to Lawler. You can smell that smoke as it fills the entire stadium bowl now. Darlow in yellow has the ball. The rest of the Wales team, who are all in red with the white trim, it's Williams, Lawler, Roden and De Silva, Ampadu and Jordan James, and then it's Brooks, Wilson, Dan James behind Brennan Johnson, the striker, and it breaks for Brooks in the centre circle. Still inside the first minute, out to Dan James on this near right side, and he motors straight away into the penalty area. The cross comes, but it's hooked clear by the white-shirted Bosnia and Herzegovina players. Dzeko then loses his footing. Wales have started well. Johnson wide on the far left to the edge of the box, gets the cross in. Flying header away comes from Kolasinac, the former Arsenal man. And the white shirts with the blue trim now come forward, but Nico Williams is back there. 0-0, just over a minute gone in this full house. And Wales playing all the football so far in these very, very early moments.
Yeah, just looking at Bosnia, and I'm really intrigued to see how they play against us. You know, let's not forget they do their homework as well. And I'm intrigued to see how high they press. I think if they sit off and allow us to play, we're going to cause them a lot of problems tonight. But just looking from the first few minutes, they're looking like they're trying to be aggressive and press high and stop us playing out from the back.
Ampadu was aggressive there, and then Wales nearly flow it forward into the path of James, who's a willing runner. He's absolutely flattened on the corner of the penalty area. That's the clearest free kick this Romanian referee could wish to give, and this is a very good position for Wales after only 2 minutes of the World Cup playoff semi-final.
Yeah, what is it? Between touchline and 18-yard box, almost level with the 18-yard box. And Ian Hunt said before the game about the physicality, just got a good sort of look at it there, right? But, you know, as quick as Dan is, it just wasn't going to catch him, so the player was forced to foul him.
Yeah, the Six Nations has finished.
Welcome to the game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So Jordan James and Harry Wilson stand over it. What a terrific noise inside this stadium. And both sets of supporters are playing their part. Wilson in front of us, curls it into the near post, helped into high into the air by Ampadu. And then Bosnia and Herzegovina will nod it away back towards the halfway line. You are listening to BBC Radio Wales on all frequencies this evening as James pops up on the left. The cross, though, is not convincing, and it's easily into the arms of Vasilj, the Bosnia goalkeeper, all in black. They're playing a back three of Kolasinac, Katic, Muharemovic, 5 in midfield. Memic, Tahirovic, who's of Bromby, that player that all that row has been about this week with the Welshman Steve Cooper. Bayraktajevic, Sunjic and Dedic, and then the front two, Demirimic and Edin Dzeko, no stranger to any of our listeners from his time with Manchester City. Actually a goal scorer in this stadium for Manchester City against Cardiff in August 2013. The Bluebirds won a rip-roaring game that day, 3-2. Can Wales do something similar? As the visitors attack wide on the far right to the edge of the penalty area, but as they get into that box they only find the feet of the Wales captain Ampadu, and there's another clothesline on the far side, but the referee doesn't give a foul on Brennan Johnson.
Yeah, it was actually really good by the referee there. I know the fans wanted a foul, but Brennan got up, rolled around for a few seconds and got up, realised he wasn't going to get the free kick and hurt.
And that is though a free kick. Terrific tackle by Nico Williams, and Harry Wilson ran away. There's a yellow card in there as well, and Wales tried to take it quickly, but the referee wasn't happy with that. It's Amar Memic who has been cautioned after 4.5 minutes for Bosnia and Herzegovina. It is 0-0 on BBC Radio Wales.
Yeah, anyone playing Wales knows you've got to start well, right? If you don't start well against Wales here at Cardiff City Stadium, you're in major trouble because the tempo is unreal.
5 wins in their last 6 at home. They have taken it short. That might be another free kick. Nico Williams has gone down with a shove from behind. Referee plays on, and Bosnia come up to the halfway line with Derimovic of Stuttgart, who turned 28 yesterday. Everyone in red files back into position, and the white shirts have it once more. And the singing continues to come from that away end in the corner to the right side. That's a long ball downfield into the arms of Darlow. It's made up of sort of 2 parts, that away end. There are blue and white shirts, and then in one of the corner the ultras all in black. And you may have seen some images on social media of their march from the town centre to the stadium. I don't know how much pyro and fireworks they brought with them, because they had some on the march and they had enough left over to bring it to the stadium.
For real, I thought it was bonfire night again.
The plume of smoke that engulfed this Stadium Bowl ahead of kick-off was quite something. We had played 6 minutes.
Like I was back in Ringland. Throwing bangers and making bonfires.
First goal in one of the other playoff semi-finals that started at 7:45. Slovakia 1, Kosovo 0, and Sweden have just gone 1-0 up against Ukraine. It is still goalless between Italy and Northern Ireland. The winners of this await the winners of that one.
Fair play, their fans are fantastic, and they create a great atmosphere, their fans as well. Fantastic.
After a frantic start, it's slightly slowed a little.
I think that's what you have to do if you're playing Wales. Like I said just a moment ago, Mark, the tempo they start at is incredible. If you don't match that intensity and try and get some sort of control in it, in the game, to slow it down a bit, then, you know, if they get a goal ahead, you're in major trouble, as North Macedonia found out.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Went 1-0 up and never looked back.
Absolutely.
This is Ampadu in the middle of the Wales half, number 5 in white on the back of his blistering red shirt. Johnson wide on the far left, but every white shirt is behind the ball. And this is Lawler in the centre circle for Wales. Only his 4th cap. He's only made his senior debut 13 months ago. He already looks like he's been playing international football for decades. And he's on the ball again, as Wales are patient on this occasion. This is De Silva. Socks rolled right down the shins for the Coventry fullback. Rodon at the other end, with them pulled up high over the knees, Thierry Henry style. And Jordan James then flattered from behind. That is a free kick on the halfway line for Wales. Any opportunity they get, the visitors are letting their opponents know that they're in a game, to say the least. The Wales take it quickly. It remains 0-0. You are listening to BBC Radio Wales. We have played 8 minutes. This is the World Cup playoff semi-final, live from the Cardiff City Stadium. We're on all our frequencies tonight. FM, DAB, digital television, 882 on medium wave, and on the BBC Sounds app on your smartphone or tablet. De Silva's lost the ball in the left back position. Across to help out comes Jordan James, and it's a Bosnia-Herzegovina throw in front of that double-decker Ninian stand, which, like every other part of this stadium, is completely full. You cannot see an empty blue seat anywhere, and behind the goal where Wales are defending in the first half, everyone on their feet in the Canton stand. This will be a long throw. Memic has been signalled across from the opposite side of the pitch, wipes it down on his white shirt, and everyone in red is back inside the penalty area to defend this long throw. He hurls it in with very little run-up. It's flicked on and hooked towards goal, but comfortably saved by Carl Darlow. And Wales instantly try and start quickly, as we see a replay. That was Demirovic, who just hooked it over his shoulder.
Yeah, they've done well because they won the first header. And as you say, Demirovic just had a little, it's like an overhead kick, but wasn't really an overhead
Couldn't really
kick.
do much with it, I don't think, could he? There wasn't one way he could really bring it down, and he's just trying to flick it behind and towards goal. But a little bit of a worry there, not winning that first contact from the long throw, or the second contact.
And Nathan Blake, no doubt, will not be the first person tonight to struggle with some of those names.
I'll say that one for you, mate. Shall I take that one for you?
Yeah, please.
I'll let Danny Gabidon in a few moments read through the substitutes.
Yeah, good luck with that.
10 minutes gone, 0-0. And neither keeper has had too much to do. And it's a long one down the left channel, and there's a bit of a mix-up between Rodon and Darlow, but in the end Rodon took no chances. The keeper came, Rodon chested it past him, and clears out for a throw by the corner flag on the near left.
I really like that from Joe Rodon. Takes charge of the situation. Carl Darlow's coming out. I'm not sure. He's not sure he's going to quite get there, so he just takes charge of the situation, checks it past his keeper, and then just puts it out for a throw-in. Really good defending.
And Memic was the player chasing it, and he will now take another long throw, as Bosnia and Herzegovina have slowed the game down. Long throw, well, it sort of loops out of his hands there. Headed clear by Ampadu, back in by Bosnia. Wales underneath it once more with Lawler, and then from Johnson. And Dan James is the willing runner, but even he is not that quick, and it's nodded back to the goalkeeper. And it started to become a bit of a chess match after that frantic opening couple of minutes. Both teams not wanting to give too much away, as Rodon shepherds that out of play for a throw-in, and Bellamy, the Wales manager, prowls round his technical area, as we know he does. Never sits still, never sits down. In the long blue coat, bright white trainers. His opposite number, Sergei Babarez, had a tricky start to life in charge, didn't win any of his first 8 matches. Since then he's only lost 2 out of 11. David Brooks thinks he should have had a foul, pulls his socks up over his thighs in frustration, but there's nothing given by the referee.
I would tend to agree with him. Because Kolasinac goes sliding in, and if he doesn't jump him or try to jump out the way of him, he's going to take him out and hurt him. So for me, that's one of them where you probably give the benefit to the attacker.
Wales are accused of encroaching the penalty area from the goal kick to Bosnia. This is the two nations' first meeting since 2015, a night that will be etched into Welsh footballing folklore as Wales qualified for Euro 2016 despite a 2-0 defeat in Zenica. As Darlow, the current Wales goalkeeper, gobbles that up. This is 0-0. Wales have never beaten Bosnia and Herzegovina. Wilson is tripped on the halfway line. Easy free kick for the referee to give. And they're living up to their billing. The team in white, they are being extremely physical when they have the chance. And it is 0-0 after 13 minutes. Wales looking for Dan James. He's been hugged and shoved and pushed one way then another. Loose ball drops to Nico Williams, midway inside the Bosnia half. Roden on the halfway line, gets it across to Lawler and then in turn to De Silva. No way through at the moment. They're a well-organised team at the back. Roden even has time to place the ball under the sole of his boot. Ampadu crashes into one tackle, but Wales never really had the ball under control. Now Bosnia do. Tahirovic will look for Memic as they spring forward on the counter-attack. His cross from the near left is towards the far post. De Silva gets a really good header in, and Johnson will prevent the throw. Or will he? Because he sliced that straight out of play. He's repelled them at least 5 yards. That didn't quite go to plan for Brennan Johnson now of Crystal Palace. And all the noise at the moment coming from the ultras, all in black, waving two giant white flags, one big black one. Bosnia aiming to reach only their second ever major tournament. They have been in the playoffs on 5 previous occasions. They have never been victorious. Wales, we know, beaten 2 years ago, victorious 4 years ago. What will the next 5 days bring? It is still goalless between Italy and Northern Ireland. The only scores in the other playoff semi-finals that are being played right now. Slovakia are leading Kosovo by 1-0. The winners of that one will host Turkey. They've already beaten Romania tonight. And Sweden are 1-0 up in Ukraine. The winners of that one will host either Poland or Albania. That one is also goalless, as is this one here at the Cardiff City Stadium. This is Ampadu looking for Jordan James. First time passes out of the reach of Wilson, and this is Brooks into the box now, moving away from goal on the right. Shot was always going to be blocked, but it does bring Wales its first corner of the game after 15 minutes.
Nice build-up play from Wales here. I think you have to say Bosnia have done really well, kind of just dropping that tempo of Wales in the last kind of 5 to maybe 10 minutes, you'd probably say. They've just slowed that tempo down, and we've just found it a little bit difficult to kind of build up. And a lovely threaded pass through a central area there to get Wales on the attack, and David Brooks there just forcing the corner.
Wilson floats it in from the near right, high to the back post. Free header, it's James across the face of goal, but Bosnia are there. Jordan James, no one picked him up, and they scrambled it away.
Don't get that much space. Jordan James, great header back across, really good corner. He's at the back of the 6-yard box, totally free, heads it back across.
Could he have gone for goal?
No, I don't think so. I think you've got to have someone, maybe 18-yard box, maybe a bit closer, 16 yards, just, travelling forward, anticipating.
And we're back to what we've seen over the last 10 minutes or so. Bosnia-Herzegovina happy to have let Wales have the ball on the halfway line, and they're saying, well, break us down, lads.
Yeah, they don't tend to have much more than 35-40% of possession in any game, Mark. It's what they do. Sit deep and counter. They're very good at it.
Yeah, I think as well, you don't often come up against teams that play with 2 strikers, so that does affect the build-up as well. It's a lot more difficult for us to kind of, try and find the spare man in midfield. There's a lot of bodies in that midfield area. They've got 2 strikers who are trying to get a press on when they can, or they're sitting off and just blocking those central areas, and Just might have to find maybe a different way to kind of find a spare man and just kind of unlock that shape. Really, they just sat in that kind of 4-4-2 shape, and like you say, Mark, just trying to make things very difficult for us.
They're the voices of Danny Gabardon, and before him Nathan Blake here on BBC Radio Wales this evening. It is goalless in the World Cup playoff semi-final. But this is Jordan James on the ball, having won a really good tackle on the half-whaler, and then he runs straight into a rather meaty challenge from Sead Kolasinac, and the end result is a Bosnia throw. They're certainly not backing down from any sort of physical confrontation, and those ultras in the corner all bouncing up and down.
You know, the first goal in any game is important, but you tend to think it's huge tonight, right? You know, we're 20 minutes in and there hasn't been really a chance created yet.
The Republic of Ireland lead 1-0 in Prague against the Czech Republic. Troy Parrott with the goal as Dan James almost pinches that on the edge of the penalty area. Bosnia get it high into the night sky in the nick of time. And defensively, the visitors just haven't given Wales a sniff yet. They've been very well organised. This is the captain, Edin Dzeko. And they work it out to Kolasinac, another name familiar to Premier League supporters. Memic is up to the edge of the box on this left, curls the cross in, needs a defensive header from De Silva, and he gets there, only to the edge of the penalty area. Dan James then loses out, Roden hooks clear of any danger. It might break for Brooks, he's just about got hold of it, and then he's brought down in the centre circle as he tried to slalom in between tackles. And Wales are surrounding the referee here. They're absolutely furious. They think there should be a yellow card issued there by the Romanian official.
I think the callback should be. He gave a yellow card really early on, didn't he, to somebody?
That was Memic who was booked. Sunjic, the former Birmingham player, was sliding in there on David Brooks. A free kick is Wales's only reward, as Kosovo have equalised away to Slovakia. It is 1-1. Level pegging here in Cardiff. No breakthrough. Wales huffing and puffing, and Bosnia-Herzegovina keeping them at arm's length so far after 20 minutes in what is becoming an increasingly chilly Cardiff City Stadium. Williams with the ball down the left, looking for the run of Wilson. The flag has stayed down for now. Wilson tries to wriggle away in the corner on the near right, gets into the penalty area, he's bundled over. Referee says no, and he couldn't have been more than 5 yards away.
Well, I don't think it was a foul for a while, and then Harry was definitely clipped right at the end there before he went down.
But Wales have got the ball back again. Brennan Johnson cuts in from the far left. Williams offers support infield, but again every white shirt is behind the ball as Wales try and look to pick the lock. Ampadu swings it out to the near right. Dan James in space, tries to drill it low. It's blocked at the first defender's feet, but he'll keep it in by the corner flag with the Leeds winger. Into Wilson, and out to Williams now with a chance to cross. He's gone low to the edge of the penalty area. Brooks spins, but there's no way through. As soon as he took a touch, he's surrounded by White. He's found Wilson though in space. He's killing it! Oh, against the post! That would have been sensational. It still might be. Ampadu comes into the box, goes down! And it's a free kick the other way. The referee put the whistle to his lips. The Wales fans thought a penalty would be awarded, but he's given Bosnia a free kick. They survive. But what about that effort from Harry Wilson? We were right behind it. It looked to be going in every step of the way. Hits the woodwork and bounces clear.
That is a ridiculous effort, but we've seen it so often from him. I didn't think it was coming back.
No, I did
not think it was
slow,
coming back.
it?
Yeah, it was so slow. We're waiting. I was a little bit surprised when it hit the post in the end, but he's so far wide there, right hand side of the 18-yard box, and he bends it looking for that far corner. The keeper's beaten. He's so unlucky. It bounces down to nobody as well, and then Ethan Ampadu coming in on the edge of the 18-yard box. His touch slightly gets away from him, and then he goes into a challenge with Sunjic, and potential, yeah, penalty check maybe there, because I think maybe Ampadu gets to the ball first, and then Sunjic comes in with the tackle and makes contact there with Ampadu. This will be interesting.
Well, VAR will check it. The check has been completed. No penalty. The play is not continuing because Ethan Ampadu took the full brunt of that challenge, and he's still down inside the penalty area. The Republic of Ireland lead 2-0 in the Czech Republic. Ampadu and the player he smashed into, Ivan Sunjic, are both back to their feet. Every outfield player meantime came to this near side for drinks and some instructions from the two managers. So it will be 10 against 10 when we restart for a few moments.
Absolutely beautiful effort from Harry.
You're seeing a replay of it now.
Sort
the
of
goalkeeper
hit the inside of the far post and then bounced straight out. You don't see that often, do you? He comes off at an angle to somebody.
Such was the curl he got on the ball. Even the goalkeeper was admiring it as it flew past him. And we restart. The score is 0-0. We're at the midway point in the first half. It is 10 players apiece as Sunjic and Ampadu come back on. Ampadu still hobbling slightly. We're back up to full complement. The first real opportunity in the final third for either side, that Wilson effort. And of course it would be Harry Wilson. He said before the game he's never thought about filling Gareth Bale's shoes. He's doing a very good job of it so far. Johnson trying to catch out the fullback on the far side. He can only concede the throw. Those Wales fans on the first couple of rows of that double-decker Ninian stand across from us, howling and scowling at the Romanian official. But it's a Bosnia-Herzegovina throw. And it's long up towards Dzeko, but he's out-muscled by Lawler. 20 years separate those two players. A 40-year-old tangling with a 20-year-old. And it was the youngster who came off on top. Now it's at the feet of Muharevic of Sassuolo. Plays it out to this far side. Katic of Schalke is there. And again Bosnia slow the game down with Dedic of Benfica. Now Kolasinac once more with a strapping on the left knee. Williams wrestles it back for Wales and wins the throw inside his own half. And Darlow will clear. 25 minutes have been played here on BBC Radio Wales. And there's nothing to choose between the teams, Danny and Nathan.
No, it certainly isn't. And probably no coincidence that Edin Dzeko's actually playing on that side that Dylan Lawler's playing on as well. I'm sure that's something they probably looked at. He's lacking a little bit of experience still, but Dzeko hasn't moved. Yeah,
for them,
as you know, Blakey. Right. Yeah, that's exactly what you would do.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Go and
play
position
on
yourself
the
on
most
him,
inexperienced. Yeah.
An easy run from Brennan Johnson gets Wales up to the halfway line. Dan James tried to dummy it, but it was well read by Kolasinac. Wales have a throw. And don't forget as well, after the game tonight, there is a Feast of Football phone in 03 700 100 110, the number to call. But also don't forget that if the scores are level after 90 minutes, we will have extra time and penalties. There is no second leg, there is no second chances. There must be a winner this evening, one way or another. Czech Republic have pulled a goal back against the Republic of Ireland. It's now 2-1 to Ireland in Prague as Wales go long, looking for Jordan James. It might break for Wilson in the penalty area. It's scrambled out for a throw on the far left. Muharevic was in the right place at the right time, just as Wilson thought was going to gallop onto it.
Yeah, great anticipation from Harry. And lucky not for the ball to land at his feet there. We see him do it so often. Long ball forward. He's just reading the knockdown. Tell young players all the time. And that ball goes up forward to a centre half, centre forward. Just go and gamble, try and anticipate where it's going to fall.
Chances have been at a premium so far. So if you're just tuning into us here on BBC Radio Wales, it is 0-0. We've nearly played half an hour. Craig Bellamy said yesterday he felt it might go to the wire. Very little to choose between these two teams so far. 36 places apart in the FIFA World Rankings. Bosnia, like Wales, second in their qualifying group. They were pot 3 of the seeds, Wales pot 2. And this is Jordan James of Leicester City in the centre circle, as the Red Wall try and encourage their team to find the opening goal. Wilson pops up on the near left, but everyone in white is behind the ball and organised. There's no way through. So Wales reset and try again. Lawler on the halfway line. Dan James collects but then goes backwards. And now from one full-back to the other, Williams looking for the ball in the channel. Brooks will chase. Kolasinac, just as he thought Brooks had beaten him, Kolasinac races back and actually prevents the corner. It's a Wales throw high up the field on the near right, which Wilson takes quickly, gets it back from Brooks. Wilson cuts in. Williams goes round the outside. Wilson encouraged to go himself. It's blocked. Into the air it goes. It's plucked out of the sky by Ampadu. All on this near right for Wales, all in red. Ampadu and James try a 1-2. Memic equal to it, spinning. Williams, though, wins it back for Wales. Tenacious from the Nottingham Forest fullback. And they're on the edge of the Bosnia penalty area. Brooks tries to flick it round the corner for Nico Williams, but the white shirts are equal to it. And now here comes the counter. Dzeko spins and they're all herring forward. It's led by Dedic out to the edge of the box on the right. The cross takes a big deflection and that takes it into the arms of Carl Darlow.
Yeah, just a little warning sign there for Wales, especially when they start to get tired later on in the game. Now, it's difficult when you're under pressure all the time if you're Bosnia going side to side, you know, but like I said earlier, they're used to that. It's the game they play. You just got a little insight there to how quickly they can counter-attack you.
That was a clear trigger point as well, wasn't it? As soon as they won the ball, they went for it, didn't they, Danny?
Yeah, and Dzeko's that man for that. So, you know, when we have the ball, we have to be aware of where he is, because the ball, they'll look to put the ball into him and he sets everything up. And we were just a little bit lax defensively there, where one of our centre-backs didn't really pressure and go in tight. He's able to hold the ball up, set it off, and then that kind of promotes that counter-attack. So that kind of rests defence when we've got the ball. Those boys at the back there, they've got to be really focused and concentrated.
A Wales player with a problem out on the opposite side. It's Jordan James, who was just caught late as the ball raced away from him, as the clock above those Bosnia-Herzegovina supporters who are all thunderclapping their hands and waving the flags clicks to almost 31, big bold red letters and numbers under this completely dark Cardiff sky. It's right in front of that double-decker Ninian stand which towers over the rest of this stadium. And it is 0-0, and chances have been at an absolute premium in these opening 31 minutes here on BBC Radio Wales.
Yeah, well, apart from that strike Harry Wilson hit the post with, and the minor, you'd say, VAR check, there's been nothing in the game. It's been so tight, so tense.
Well, it was 0-0 here in October 2014 before that glorious 2-0 defeat in Zenica a year later. There was also a 2-0 win for Bosnia at Parker Scarlets in Llanelli in 2012, and a 2-2 draw at the Millennium Stadium in 2003. And actually the Bosnia head coach Sergej Babarez scored in that game, and he, in contrast to Craig Bellamy, has barely moved, perched in a straight line, arms folded right on the corner of his technical area to the left. As the game is back underway, Jordan James is okay, and we've got 13 minutes to half time in the World Cup playoff semi-final. It is Wales 0, Bosnia-Herzegovina 0. It's wide to the Bosnian far right. Crosses into the penalty area, flicked forward by Dzeko, who just got there before Dylan Lawler, but it only harmlessly trickles into the arms of Karl Darlow.
Yeah, that's what you call it, trying to turn it around the corner to himself. There, Mark. Dzeko just got away from him, though.
James is back on for Wales. Nico Williams is tugged back not once but twice, but keeps going. There's no advantage, and Wales can't believe the referee hasn't given the free kick. He was tugged by two different players, and when he played the through pass, it went straight to the white shirts. Where was the advantage there? Danny Gabardon next to me just shakes his head. Agrees with...
He's got to pull that back there.
Well, certainly,
he's desperately trying there to carry on, isn't he, Nico Williams, and then he misplaces the pass, and he's got to pull it back then for the foul.
As Dzeko flicks it round the corner again, this time looking for Amar Nemic. This left wing back. It's out of play for a throw. Craig Bellamy is in the ear of the fourth official. No doubt about that advantage that never was. Wilson flicks on, Dan James pinches it, or does he? The ball just steals away from him as he gains some ground on the defender without him knowing, almost picked his pocket. And Dylan Lawler gets it to Williams, who's playing at right back, and in turn back to Darlow, and everyone in white resets and gets behind the ball. Wales simply haven't been able to find a way through in the first half. A VAR check which was dismissed no sooner had they even started checking it, and a wonderful Harry Wilson curling effort from one corner of the box to the other side where it struck the outside of the post. And that is all really that has happened in terms of goalmouth incident. And it's head tennis in the middle third of the field. Ampadu, the captain, brings the ball out of the sky. This is De Silva, thought about going down the line, instead checks in and checks back. And now with Karl Darlow once more, who has no doubt made the Wales #1 shirt his own. So Craig Bellamy shared it around in the Nations League. That's juggling skills from Brooks. He's got away from the defender, and at the back post Johnson is lurking, and it needed the defender to slide in, and slide in Dedic did.
It's a beautiful touch, wasn't it? Absolutely wonderful from Brooksy. Just helped it over defender, went around him, and done the right thing, trying to get the early ball across the box for Brennan Johnson at the far stick, but defender done well.
And it's a corner, only the second of the entire game, both for Wales, both from this near right side, both an in-swinger with an orange left boot of Harry Wilson. Final 10 minutes of the first half. It's curled high towards the back post, a white shirt's underneath it, but could only head it behind for another corner, and this one from the opposite side of the field. So Harry Wilson has to run across.
Well, we've had a couple of little moments from set pieces, and it might be a set piece that unlocks this game. You know, we spoke about Bosnia and their threats and their physicality and size that they have, but set piece is also very important for us too.
So this time an outswinger from Wilson in front of those travelling supporters. Curling to the penalty spot for Roden, who gets his head on it, but only aimlessly into the sky. Dan James will have to scuttle back.
Oh, that's
and
a
he's
naughty
completely taken out.
That is a naughty one.
And this will be another yellow card, this time for Derimovic, who left his foot in. James got there, played it back to the halfway line, and Derimovic made sure he knew he was in a game.
Yeah, I don't think he's gone to do him, but it was like a bit OTT. The ball was gone, wasn't it? He's just carried on running through him, basically.
I think once Daniel James brings that ball down, he almost gives him half a chance to go in and make the challenge.
Sucks him in,
yeah, he feels he can kind of get there, and like I said, I don't think it was that bad or intentional, but just off his touch, really, he thought he could kind of get there, and he doesn't.
He tried to take it quickly, too quickly for the referee's liking.
I mean, he's having a go at Harry Wilson, but it was like 45, 50 seconds after the free kick.
Actually run across.
The ref's
ready for it.
Yeah.
And he is right in the ear of Harry Wilson.
Yeah, he's telling him off like our school teacher. He's giving him the old wagging finger as well.
He'll get a yellow next if he does that again. That's twice he's tried to take a quick one. He's been pulled back.
So this is from exactly midway in the Bosnia-Herzegovina half. 10 yards in from this near right touchline. Wilson curling. It's flicked towards goal by Lawler, but it's always going to be a comfortable save by Vasilj in black. And the score remains 0-0, and we have 7 minutes left of the first half. Still goalless as well between Italy and Northern Ireland. The winners of that match will travel to the winners of this match on Tuesday. Will it be a final or a friendly for Wales? Whatever it is, we will bring you it live from 7 o'clock on BBC Radio Wales. As the monitor in front of us has gone off, I thought it was me, and I'm just looking across the row. Everyone's monitor has also gone off. I've never been so relieved.
Hasn't been any action. That's why the monitor just turned itself up. No need for me.
I reckon you touched it, Mark, and you sent them all out.
And there's another rugby tackle on Dan James, and that's a free kick. This time it was Kolasinac, and he now goes into the book. And that's the third time Dan James has been poleaxed, clotheslined, speared. He's had all the treatment tonight. And Kolasinac now is the third Bosnian player to go into the book, and Wales are getting a series of free kicks, but they're inching closer to the edge of that penalty area with 6 minutes left of the first half.
Surprised he didn't try and jump on him after and pin him for the 1-2-3.
Yeah, I was expecting that.
Well, WrestleMania is only a few weeks away.
Tombstone him or something like that, I was expecting.
He's a physical defender.
He is.
Hasn't actually, to be fair, he's always been that way. He's built like
Solid,
a weightlifter, isn't he?
Yeah.
Solid, yeah.
Wilson to take, of course, from the near right. He's gone for goal himself, and the keeper has to scramble across. 2 fists to it to smash it behind. He almost caught him out. It's a Wales corner.
Yeah, disaster. I'm not having that. He's got to catch that.
Yeah, he probably should have.
If they score from this corner now, you'd be absolutely hammering him, wouldn't you, Dan? Let's be fair.
Well, Neville Southall is here tonight. I wonder what he would have made of that. Wales with a 4th corner. To the near post this time, and headed off his own line by a white-shirted defender. It's head tennis inside the penalty area. Rodens underneath it. Might break in the box for Johnson. They've scrambled it away. Bosnia looking a little rattled in the final 5 minutes of the first half as Wales try and up the tempo. They've taken the throw wide left short. Dan James shoots for a blockbuster, and he lost his footing as he was cracking the ball, and it sails into the crowd for a goal kick.
Yeah, Wales just building a bit of pressure though. It's exactly what you want. You want this game to be end to end. And in fairness, like we say, we know Bosnia are very good on the counter, but they're not getting the opportunity to do so. Wales picking up all the second balls and just keeping the pressure on them.
4 minutes left, plus stoppage time of the first half. Remember, there is no second leg, extra time and penalties if needed. A rare Bosnia attack. There's a slip by the Wales defender, and they get away with it as it's scrambled out to Williams on this near side. He just twists one way then the next and clears. Panic station's almost there as it pinballed around the edge of that box, and then Wilson has won a throw, and Wales survive a little scare. They're desperate to take the throw in quickly. Too quick for David Brooks, but then Jordan James comes across to win the ball. Brooks to Wilson, and now they've got it under control on the halfway line of the men in red. Big white stripes down the sleeves, and this green hoop across the centre of the new shirt. But they haven't been able to break through this wall of white. Bosnia and Herzegovina have been incredibly organised. 3 minutes left of the first half as the majority of this stadium find their voices. And the ball's at the feet of De Silva. What a season he is having, what a season Coventry are having, as they seemingly storm back to the Premier League. On the other side, which is the near right, is Nico Williams. Dan James once more tries to play a 1-2, and he's wriggled away from Kolasinac, who's on a yellow card, of course. Sprints to the near side, he's flattened again, and Wales are making the point to the referee, but he hasn't even given a foul. He just barged him in the back, and that perhaps is one to keep an eye on. And then there's a foul on Lawler.
Consistent. I mean, that was less of a push on Lawler than it was on Dan James.
Wales have taken the free kick quickly, and Dan James, by the way, has stayed down. Play continues. Wales with 10 men. Johnson on the left goes round the outside, stands the cross up, but it sails behind. He was flattened again. He slowly got to his feet, Dan James.
Yeah, Kolasinac is struggling as well, but I'm not sure if they've... Dan got one in the calf or something like that.
Yeah, that one was more of a normal challenge. He just leans into him. I think Dan James there does go over a little bit easy there.
Yeah, it's from behind though, Dan, right? Yeah. But then he gives a free kick for the push on Dylan Lawler, which is less of a push.
I totally agree.
Literally like 5 seconds later.
We need to keep getting the ball out here though and testing Kolasinac, because he doesn't know how to play any other way than what he does.
Yeah,
part of his game, a lot of his game is about being physical and intimidating the opposition.
This is Dedic for Bosnia to the edge of the box, shoots, but it's sent out for a throw by the falling block of De Silva.
He'll be really worried now, won't he, Kolasinac?
Just keep getting the ball out there.
Yeah, on a yellow card, you know, and he's got a speed demon against him.
It is 0-0 as it is between Italy and Northern Ireland. Slovakia just gone 2-1 up against Kosovo, and Albania lead 1-0 in Poland in the other playoff semi-finals. Long throw for Bosnia is coming in towards the penalty area, chested by Dzeko to the edge of the box, and the shot is comfortably over the crossbar by Amir Dedic, and it will be a goal kick for Wales with 30 seconds left of normal time in the first half. It is still Ireland 2-1 up in the Czech Republic, and already Turkey have beaten Romania. They await the winners of Slovakia and Kosovo. Here come Bosnia into the penalty area, wide on the far right. The red shirt scrambling back, it's curled towards the edge of the box. Wales are there, Dan James is there, but unfortunately for Craig Bellamy's men, so is Kolasinac. Dzeko twisting and turning, blocked by Williams, who then strains every sinew to prevent the corner, and does. Gets his long legs round the corner, and we're into 2 minutes of added time. Wilson is sent sprawling off the ball, and the referee's given a free kick, and now it's Bosnia's turn to fume with the Romanian official.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Katic is complaining there. Absolutely no need. Just steps across Harry Wilson, as Harry Wilson is going to close down another player. He's a good 15 yards from the ball though.
He didn't need to make the tackle, because as you say, he wasn't getting the ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
40 seconds have gone of the 2 added minutes. It is goalless. Now would be a perfect time to take the lead, but that ball by Williams is never going to reach Dan James, and it's Bosnia's turn to attack with Memic. Needs the tackle from Roden, and he gets it absolutely spot on. Eddie missed timing that, and it could have been curtains for him and for Wales. He's got some on Memic as well. It's a throw in to Bosnia and Herzegovina.
I used to love them ones on the centre forward. You know, when you come across and you know you're going to win the ball, but you know you can just leave a little bit on the attacker as well and get away with it.
When you just used to think you were going to get there, and I just toe poke it, and then you take me out.
This will surely be the last play of the first half. Bosnia throw on the near left, midway in the Wales half. We go down the line straight to Nico Williams. That was an awful throw, nodded back forward by the defenders, and neither team can keep hold of the ball at the moment. Muharemovic heads it forward, and then it's just nodded out for a Wales throw on the halfway line. Check it a watch from the referee. Only a few seconds remain, and there is the half-time whistle. Nobody has flinched yet in the World Cup playoff semi-final. Harry Wilson has struck the outside of the Bosnian post, but there is very little to choose between these two teams. It is tight, it is tense, and someone needs to break through somehow in the second half, or we will have extra time and penalties, because at the interval it is Wales 0, Bosnia-Herzegovina 0.
Yeah, we could have a long night if it carries on like this. Who is going to blink first? It's intriguing, if not quite electrifying, but no breakthrough for either side so far. Who's winning this one yet? As Danny Gabaron and Nathan Blake put in their coffee and tea orders with Mark Boyser. Is it the defenders, Danny Gabaron? Is it the strikers, Nathan Blake? What seems apparent is that, you know, as we expected, Wales are kind of dominating the tempo and Bosnia are coming here just looking for counter-attacks.
Yeah, well, we said before the game, right? You've got two teams who play sort of opposing sort of styles. You know, one is more of attack. You can see Wales at every opportunity, high tempo, high press, get the ball forward quickly. Even when the ball goes out to, you know, the manager's bench, just people flying off the bench, getting it, throwing it back in. So Wales want to keep that high tempo, that high press. But then Bosnia, you know, they're playing their normal game. They're just sat back, soaking up the pressure and trying to counter-attack. Apart from the Harry Wilson shot, which hits the post, there's been nothing else in the game, really and truly, Ian. So we said 10, 15 minutes in, there were no chances created. And it feels like one of those games that is just going to be one opportunity. Whoever takes that opportunity, whoever gets that opportunity and takes it, will probably the winner in this fixture.
And you can imagine, Danny, that one might well be the message in the changing rooms from both sets of coaches. Look, it's going to just take one little moment. One of you could be a hero tonight.
Yeah, that's all it could take. And I think the message in the dressing room at half-time will also be, look, be patient. You know, second half of the game, hopefully might open up and we'll get that kind of, you know, our forward players in better areas of the pitch and a little bit more space. It's exactly what Blakey said. What you're seeing is two teams that are playing at different tempos, and the two different styles have kind of almost cancelled each other out. You know, we're desperate to play our high tempo. If you look at the two top leagues in Europe for intensity, it's the Premier League and it's the Championship. And most of our players play in those two leagues. So we're desperate to play that way because it suits our players. But you have to give credit to the opposition. You know, they've tried to nullify those threats, whether it's them being sat in their shape, slowing the tempo down, committing fouls off the ball. They've done a good job of kind of slowing us down, and it's kind of led to limited chances really from both teams. They don't really look like they kind of want to win the game really. They're just looking for a mistake from us. You know, one counter-attack in the game, can we get in front, and then we make it very difficult for Wales to kind of get back into the game. So I think the message from the manager will be don't panic. I think we've become really good playing against teams like this now as well, in terms of being patient, keep moving the ball, keep believing in what we're trying to do. And I think second half, hopefully, you know, things will open up a little bit more and maybe we can create one or two more chances than what we've seen in the first half.
And we see 3 Bosnian yellow cards for some poor tackles, some wrestling, some slam dunks, whatever you want to call them. Steve Tandy is here tonight, apparently, the Wales rugby head coach, I'm told. He might have admired a few of those. We've already had a Wales win over Italy in the Six Nations, of course, a few weeks ago. Will we get another next Tuesday over the Italians? At the moment, though, no goals in this 4-team matrix because it's goalless here and in Bergamo at half-time. Italy 0, Northern Ireland 0. And actually, Italy jeered off at the break, apparently. A few chances there as well. Swansea's Ethan Galbraith, by the way, starting for Northern Ireland, aiming to take a step closer to a first World Cup finals appearance in 40 years. And just to confirm, Wales have had so much of the ball in that first half. They've actually had 68% possession with those 4 shots on goal. The best of them, of course, Harry Wilson with that brilliant left foot curling effort from the edge of the penalty area. More to come from Danny and Nathan then before second half commentary of Wales 0, Bosnia 0. But we are at 8:38 going to get the latest BBC Radio Wales news, travel and weather with Matthew Webb.
This is Radio Wales on BBC Sounds, or ask your smart speaker to play BBC Radio Wales.
BBC News for Wales at 8:38. This is Matthew Webb. Iranian state media says officials have sent their response to a 15-point US plan to end the war. Iran is now awaiting an American reply. Earlier, President Trump said the plan had been put to Iran through Pakistan, which was acting as an intermediary. The Welsh Conservatives have launched their campaign for May's Senedd elections and in the events at Swansea by promising more jobs if they formed the next Welsh government. The party's leader in the Senedd, Darren Millar, said they're the only party that offers Welsh voters real, credible, positive change. Our political reporter, Tuleli Gwyn-Jones, was there.
From the top of Wales's tallest building, the message from Darren Millar was that for his party, the sky's the limit, particularly on the economy. He condemned Labour's record in Wales, warned of Plaid Cymru's ambitions for Welsh independence and questioned reform's credibility. The leader of the Welsh Conservatives said they'd cut income tax, get rid of business rates and improve roads in the south, north and west. The shadow Welsh secretary conceded that it was a dark time for the party, but Mims Davies was adamant that the elections on May the 7th were an opportunity for renewal because they had nothing to lose and everything to gain.
And Port Talbot is due to become the first dedicated hub for floating offshore wind in the Celtic Sea. It's after £64 million of funding's been awarded by the UK government. And that's the BBC News for Wales. It's almost 20 to 9.
BBC Radio Wales Travel.
And a very good evening to you. My name is Johnny Ratner. Just across the border, beware if you're heading east on the M4. The motorway has now been closed from junction 19 to 18. Of course, the Bristol-Bath stretch as the overnight works get underway. Back home, our stretch looking nice and quiet, as is the A55 on the Traffic Wales cameras this evening. And buses continue to replace Transport for Wales trains in the southwest, Haverfordwest to Milford Havens due to signalling problem near Milford Haven, and delays of up to 5 hours on Stena Line sailings continue between Holyhead and Dublin due to a technical problem. And that's the very latest from BBC Radio Wales Travel.
BBC Radio Wales weather.
And patchy rain developing overnight, mainly over higher ground and becoming breezier too, with lows of 4 Celsius. Tomorrow, a cloudy morning with rain at times, this gradually clearing through the afternoon with brighter skies developing, highs of 11 Celsius. And that's the forecast.
Your team for Welsh sport. BBC Radio Wales Sport.
Thank you, Matt. Welcome back to the big World Cup semi-final playoff at the Cardiff City Stadium. No goals in the first half, but another wonder strike from Wilson does put Wales close.
Brooks spins, but there's no way through. As soon as he took a touch, he's surrounded by White. He's found Wilson, though, in space. He's killing it! Oh, against the post! That would have been sensational. It still might be. Ampadu comes into the box, goes down! Oh, it's a free kick the other way.
Almost another special Wilson goal. They're fighting for the right to face Italy or Northern Ireland in Tuesday's final, but no closer to knowing who it might be.
This is BBC Radio Wales Sport.
With Ian Hunt.
Yeah, it's goalless between Italy and Northern Ireland as well in Bergamo. The Republic of Ireland, they've got one foot in the final meanwhile. They're leading in the Czech Republic as they chase a first World Cup place since 2002. But we've had no goals here so far in Cardiff. Just looking elsewhere tonight then, as we said, in Path D, the Republic of Ireland 2-1 up in the Czech Republic. Ireland's last appearance at a World Cup was it 24 years ago, 2002. The final will be in Prague or Dublin on Tuesday night. The winners host Denmark or North Macedonia, and that game is goalless as it stands. Path B, Sweden 1-0 up in Ukraine. Sweden managed now, of course, by the former Swansea boss Graham Potter. That's taking place in Valencia. The winners will host the winners of Poland, Albania, and it is Albania who lead in Poland 1-0. In Path C, Turkey moving within one game of ending their 24-year World Cup absence. They beat Romania earlier on by 1-0, and they will travel to face the winners of Slovakia against Kosovo. Currently, it is Slovakia 2, Kosovo 1. Goals going in across Europe on this playoff semi-final Thursday night. Right, let's get some more thoughts on that first half then, shall we? No goals. Very tight, very tense, and we're going to get that at the second half as well, I think, aren't we? Let's hear from Connor Roberts, who's on TV duty tonight, the Wales defender. He's just been speaking to our touchline reporter, Carl Roberts.
Well, Connor, we've seen some of your international pals come out. You said hello to those. For the ones who were in the dressing room now, you've been there. You've heard what Craig Bellamy can say during games. What do you expect that he's saying now?
First of all, I think when they went in, it was a case of breathe, calm down, gather your thoughts, and then Bellas and the coaching staff will come in and deliver their messages. I think you'll be saying well done first and foremost. The emotion of the first 45 minutes didn't get the better of anyone. I think maybe you could say it started to get the better of them, a few yellow cards and whatnot, but I think we need to be a little bit cleaner in the final third. We've done well to manage the game and control the tempo and stuff, and we've been alive in certain moments, but we need to keep that up. And obviously 45 minutes to go, maybe we can up the tempo a little bit, be a bit cleaner in some final decisions and final passes, and hopefully that results in a goal for us.
And it'll be a cool approach from Craig Bellamy, level-headed. It's been a physical game, though. Did you expect that? Did you expect it to be as robust as it has been?
Yeah, I think I mentioned beforehand, obviously a very physical team Bosnia are, and we've dealt with it well. I think Joe and Dylan and little Jay there at the back stick a few times has won his headers and blocks, and Nico as well right at the end of the half there have been brilliant. So they need to obviously keep that up. They're going to keep on, throwing bodies forward, long throws, some direct free kicks and stuff like that. We need to stay resilient, and like I said, when we are controlling the game, we're going forward and we get into their half. We need to wait for our moment and then come alive, and like I say, a bit cleaner, and hopefully we can get a goal.
Well, he's been involved in plenty of games like this down the years, hasn't he? Connor Roberts there, currently injured at the moment, with Carl Roberts there. His thoughts on the first half. We'll get more from Danny and Nathan before teams are back out for the second in just a minute or two. But just looking at the other sports news and following the Welsh players involved in the darts, the Premier League of darts continuing in Berlin tonight. Gerwyn Price thrashing Gian van Veen 6-1. He's shortly going to face Luke Littler in the semi-final. Johnny Clayton lost to Josh Rock earlier. He's just beaten Michael van Gerwen 6-3 in the other semi-final. In rugby, Cardiff have announced that Wales flanker James Botham signed a new contract to remain at the Arms Park. And the women's events in Olympic sports will be limited to biological females from the Los Angeles Games in 2028. It will exclude transgender women and those with differences in sexual development from competing in the female category. Plenty more sports news, of course, on the BBC Sport website, which is where you can also follow this game and everything that's going on around it. Live text of this match between Wales and Bosnia tonight, the World Cup playoff semi-final. And don't forget, after the game, we've got the phone in, the Feast of Football phone in with Simon Davis and the team for you to have your say on whatever is going to happen. And we don't know what's going to happen. That's the beauty of it, isn't it, Danny and Nathan? We're still no closer to knowing really whether it's Wales or Bosnia that are going to go through to the final next Tuesday, or indeed whether we'd face Italy or Northern Ireland if Wales do, because both games are goalless. Just looking at the way Wales are playing, Nathan, we've talked a lot about Harry Wilson, and he said himself, I'm not the new Gareth Bale. I've never tried to be the new Gareth Bale. But I don't know about you, but just watching him during that first half, just seems to have that same free role that Bale used to have, though, didn't he, as well? Chris Coleman always used to say, go and play where you want. He seems to pop up all over the place.
Well, that's because he's so important, and he's in... I don't think he's in the form of his life. Like I said earlier, I think he's just become that quality of player. So the only thing I would say, like Wales have to warn against, is getting tired, mentally switching off and losing a bit of shape second half. I mean, what Bosnia are going to do, they're going to continue to do what they've done in the first half and try and wear Wales down and search for that sort of lapse in concentration, that moment where someone switches off, and then they'll try and take advantage because they've got a striker in Dzeko who, he probably doesn't miss many chances. He's probably a sort of a 1-in-2 man, a 1-in-1.5 man. So, that's the only danger for me that Wales have to be aware of, and set pieces. But, they come out second half. If they do what they've done in the first half, what they've got to be able to do is continue it for the 45 minutes, which, fingers crossed, will happen.
And Danny, to continue to withstand the Bosnian physicality, and I suppose in a way Wales don't want to get drawn into that kind of messy game, but but also you would say, well, let's keep winding them up a bit and keep trying to find those little fouls, and we can maybe get something out of a set piece.
Yeah, I think we need to try and play on that as well. I think the manager would have been well aware of their physicality and their antics kind of coming into this game, so it is about staying focused in that respect, but also playing on that, in terms of Kolasinac on our left-hand side, who all he knows is physicality. That's 90% of his game. Can we target him second half? Can we get the ball out to Daniel James in those 1v1 situations and maybe kind of get him sent off? It's been a really tight first half. I don't expect the second half to go the same way. Brennan Johnson on his left side, can we get him a little bit more involved in the game? We haven't seen too much of him, so I think patience is the key here. We just need to keep going at it and keep continuing to do what we've been doing.
Ready to go. We have gone. BBC Radio Wales and Sounds, Nathan Blake, Danny Gabardon and Mark Poyser for the second half.
Thank you, Ian. It's 14 seconds old, the second half. Bosnia start the game once more all in white, with the blue trim now going from left to right in the second half. Neither team has made any changes at half time, so Kolasinac on a yellow card is still up against Dan James. Wales have had most of the possession and the game's only real chance, that curling Harry Wilson effort. But the longer the game goes, with the score at 0-0, the more tense it will get, the nervier it will get. And Darlow comes way out of his goal just to make sure that one crosses the whitewash for a goal kick, despite the attentions of Derimovic. And then takes it short, and Bosnia trigger and go high, and it's, my goodness, it almost an own goal. As Ampadu went to get the ball on the edge of his penalty area, he was pressed high by Tahirovic, and the ball flew straight into the arms of Karl Darlow. Anywhere else, it's flying into the back of the net seconds after the start of the second half.
Yeah, pretty
my
fortunate.
Goodness.
Pretty fortunate there, I would say.
That could have gone anywhere. That is a let-off in the opening moments of the second half. 90 seconds into this second period. Almost out of nothing. But as soon as the ball was played short, they all charged forward. This is Dan James into the penalty area. Tries to tow it into the path of Harry Wilson. The ref then gets in the way of Brennan Johnson. Lawler then wraps his legs round Demirovic to get Wales going and get Johnson going on the left. He tries to pull it back but only finds a white shirt. And the clearance, though, is only to the feet of Dylan Lawler. It's untidy by Ampadu. And then Bosnia get hold of the ball, or do they? It's one on the edge of the penalty area. It's Brooks trying to burst through, and they do just about enough. It's untidy from both defences at the start of this second half.
Yeah, Bosnia guilty of overplaying there.
So the Wales team once more is Darlow in goal, Williams, Lawler, Roden and De Silva. Ampadu and Jordan James are the holding midfielders, and then it's Brooks, Wilson, Dan James, and Brennan Johnson is the striker. This is Darlow once more, and again Bosnia press high. This time Wales escape the high press, and Williams plays it long diagonally looking for Brennan Johnson, and it reaches him, edge of the box on this near right side. He cuts in as he did against North Macedonia, but he runs into white shirts, gets it out to Brooks wide on the far left. Williams is there. Dan James scuttles infield, tries to play it down the line to Williams, and it's behind for a goal kick to Bosnia and Herzegovina. They have Vasilj in goal, all in black. It's a back three of Kolasinac, Katic and Muharevic, Nemic, Tahirovic, Bayraktarovic, Sunjic and Dedic, Demirovic and Dzeko are the strikers. On the Wales bench, incidentally, Warden King the goalkeepers, Kumas, Cullen, Cabango, Norrington Davis, Capaccio, Joel Colwell, Harris, Thomas, Sheehan and Broadhead. Ruben Colwell amongst the three names omitted from Wales's matchday squad. At the start of the second half, Kosovo have equalised again against Slovakia. It is 2-2. Here in Cardiff we have played 4 minutes since the restart. Still nothing to choose between the teams, but Wilson wins a flick on and Brooks is away for Wales. Tries to tow it into Dan James into the box. He does, across the face of goal, but he miscued it. I thought instantly there'd be a corner because it went behind the goal, but Dan James gets it wrong. It's a goal kick and it's still 0-0.
No, I think it was good defending, to be honest with you, Mark. I think Kolasinac just leant on him just at the end. Danny and I were looking at each other thinking what's happened there, but I think the defender just leant on Dan, just made him skew his cross.
Yeah, the only substitution we needed to see at half-time was these monitors. Unfortunately, they've kept their place.
I still think he's got to do better there a little bit, Daniel James. He gets a great slide rule pass in behind Kolasinac from David Brooks, and I think you've got to expect the contact to come. It's a great opportunity there to just slide the ball across the 6-yard box, and he just leans into him as he's about to do that, and he gets it all wrong. But I think you've got to expect the contact to come, especially with Kolasinac.
That's a given, isn't it?
It's a given, absolutely.
Well, Wales work it to the byline on the left, and Jordan James is just out-muscled on that occasion by Nikola Katic, one of a number of players in this squad who've won caps for other countries. He's got one friendly cap for Croatia before he switched his allegiance. And it remains goalless. Wales being held by Bosnia Herzegovina, this country on the Balkan Peninsula, surrounded by Croatia, Serbia and Montenegro. Those countries eat up most of the coast as well. They've got just 12 miles that are their coast. The capital, Sarajevo, a former host of the Winter Olympics. As Dan James shoots from distance. Oh my goodness! Where did he find that one from? From 30-odd yards, he's caught it on the half volley. And he's sent this stadium and the two former internationals alongside me into absolute delirium. He needed something special for a breakthrough, and my goodness, Dan James has provided it from distance. Spectacular, and Wales strike first to the playoff semi-final.
What a finish, mate. Well, you know it's an unbelievable finish when you hear the crowd clapping afterwards in appreciation, because none of us, Danny, myself, yourself, none of us are expecting to take that shot on the half volley, right-footed, on the corner, probably 18, 19 yards out. Absolutely stunning goal. Beautiful.
That is absolutely outrageous from Daniel James. I need to see it again. So I'm questioning the keeper a little bit, or am I taking a bit of credit away?
No, you are taking a bit of credit away.
Absolutely no right to shoot from where he is.
I would say, do you know what, Dan? I would say, I would question the keeper. If nobody expected it, we're all sat here. We thought that's going wide. That's not going to be an effort on goal. And when we see the keeper diving and then the net rippling, wow.
Yeah, he just gets played in that kind of right-hand channel. He gets in behind, but he's being marshalled by a Bosnian kind of defender, and the ball just kind of, it just sits up lovely, doesn't it, to hit on the half volley?
It does, but it doesn't, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know he surprised the stadium because no one is expecting it, right? And like I said, it kind of stand up and give a round of applause sort of moment. Absolutely fantastic.
That is outrageous.
And he's caught, that's why I can't blame the keeper, because he's caught the stadium off guard.
Yeah,
us included.
Yeah, he's probably 30 yards out there when he hits it, on a slight angle, and kind of beats the keeper on that near post as well. Ridiculous strike. I need to see it again.
What a goal.
But our monitor's out.
Yeah, Poyser broke the monitor, so.
And Dan James might have broken Bosnian hearts. 2 years ago today, he was missing a penalty at that end, which cost Wales a place at Euro 2024. He's just scored one of the best goals this stadium has ever seen. And what is about Wales and playoff semi-finals and screamers? That was absolutely one. And a ball forward will find Wilson on this near side, the left for Wales, and he's managed to get away from the tackle, slaloming past another one to the edge of the box, and he's brought down. Referee whacks his finger in the air. It's won back by James, and then he's given Bosnia a free kick, and this stadium cannot believe it.
Well, Katic gave away the initial foul for me because he was so tired. You've seen Harry Wilson take the ball. Katic can't get near him. He tries to press him. Harry goes inside him, starts to go towards goal. Another player comes, he rides that tackle, but then Katic just leans on Harry in his back because he's so tired. He's running in treacle there.
I'm not sure that the one after's a foul then either. I think it might have been Daniel James who comes back and kind of pinches the ball from Kolasinac, and the referee blows up and gives a foul.
Yeah, he's been really inconsistent with that.
just looking at Jordan James, who's gone down again. We saw him go down in the first half, struggling with something, his ankle, I think, and
Liam Cullen is stripped
just
and
gone
ready
down
to go.
again. They're not happy.
You're not missing any action there, as we still try to draw our breath after that sensational strike from Daniel James just 6 minutes after the restart. Jordan James is still on the floor on the edge of the penalty area to our left, as Liam Cullen is ready to come on for Wales. Sweden have gone 2-0 up against Ukraine, and North Macedonia are behind to Denmark. Still goalless between Italy and Northern Ireland, and the winners of that match, as it stands, will be coming here on Tuesday, because 10 minutes into the second half, Daniel James has given Wales the lead as Wales's number 10 comes on. Liam Cullen takes the place of Jordan James. And will Bosnia and Herzegovina's approach change? Now they are the team that have to chase the game.
It's perfect for us, absolutely perfect. A team that's used to setting up deep and counter-attacking now have to come out and actually do exactly what Wales want them to do. Let's go toe-to-toe.
We said in the first half, how important would the first goal be, as a crossfield pass sails over the head of the winger and it's out of play for a throw-in. Well, Wales have got that first goal.
I'm laughing because he's trying to crossfield pass and he's giving the old turnaround look at the turf. I mean, it's a Desso pitch. It's not going to bobble. He's never seen a bobble.
But this is Bosnia to the box, and the shot, my goodness, the shot is just over the crossbar by Derimovic. We were right behind it, but the flag has gone up. Italy 1, Northern Ireland 0. The latest score in Bergamo. Sandro Tonali of Newcastle United has got the breakthrough for the Italians. And it will be a Wales free kick on the edge of their own penalty area.
What's the referee doing?
Referee is going back to his school teacher routine.
Yeah, he's
in the era of young Dylan Lawler.
It's hard work, isn't he? You know, one of those referees does your head in, Dan. You know what I mean?
Istvan Kovac of Romania is the man in the middle. Wales lead live on BBC Radio Wales by 1-0 in the World Cup playoff semi-final, but they've got some defending to do. Darlow's all the way out of his penalty and he clears high up into the dark Cardiff sky. Cleared almost the double-decker Ninian stand with its bright shining lights like beacons in the darkness up there. And this is Dylan Lawler. He's given it away inside the Wales half. Dedic will surge forward. He's lost the ball, arms outstretched, and gets the second foul. He thought he should have had a free kick, looked at the referee, astonished, didn't get it, went back to play, fell over and got a free kick midway inside the Wales half. And it's Bosnia's who are going to their bench first, as they are behind. So as it stands right now, it would be Wales against Italy here on Tuesday. We're not even at the hour mark yet, though. This Bosnian free kick is just chipped into the penalty area, nodded back across the face of goal, but only finds the boot of Brooks. And he clears way downfield. It's a long one down for Wales. And Darlow judges that magnificently. Came out of his penalty area to just make sure he got there, but then De Silva's given it away on the edge of the box, and here come Bosnia. It's won back though by Ampadu, who helped his teammate out, and now there's a counter-attack on. Wilson leads the charge over the halfway line, the centre, plays it through for James for Wales, to the edge of the box. He's twisting and turning and shooting, hits the crossbar! It took a deflection, it was so close to number 2. Still Wales attack with Brooks, he's curling it and it's past the post. A coat of paint away from a second Dan James goal, a second Wales goal in this semi-final.
I just have to give Harry Wilson credit for the ball through, though. He's 3v2 or It might have been 3v3. It's got Bosnia retreating, and then it's about making the right choice. And he just waits and waits. Daniel James makes a lovely run in that inside right channel. Lovely pass from Harry Wilson. Good bit of Jack and Jill as well from Dan James there to make the space. Really good play.
Did really well to kind of manipulate the ball to kind of get the half a yard, to get the strike away. Takes a little nick off the defender, over the goalkeeper, back off the crossbar there. But just see how quickly we counter-attack there. Bosnia maybe throwing bodies forward. You know, we give the ball away on the edge of our 18-yard box, but we're so quick to win the ball back. And then one pass through the middle of him. Harry Wilson showing that intelligence again, just picking up those pockets of space. He gets turned, and that's a great through ball.
Darlow's got to come out of his penalty with a flying header. He's out of his goal here to the edge of the ball. What a tackle from Johnson. He came from nowhere to pick the pocket of Bakaretovic. Still Bosnia attack. It was just one ball over the top. Darlow came streaming out of his goal. He's back in place now. And another sliding Brennan Johnson tackle to deny by Raktejevic. And it's Bosnia's first corner of the game.
How's that not a foul though? You know, we get caught there with a high line, ball over the top. Darlow comes out. He gets there first, heads the ball away, and then he just gets clattered into. I'm not having this referee, by the way, at all.
Well, the change is being made for Bosnia, and it's Benjamin Tahirovic, rested by Bromby's Steve Cooper. His evening ends after 61 minutes, replaced by Ivan Basic of Astana. I'm surprised it's taken this long to take off Sead Kolasinac on a yellow card. And on in his place comes Kerim Alajbegovic. Meantime, Bosnia and Herzegovina have a corner from this near right. They are 1-0 down. 2 quick goals for Denmark. They now lead North Macedonia by 3-0. The Ultras are bouncing in that corner. They want an equaliser. Darlow comes and claims, juggles it in his hands, does ever so well, the Wales goalkeeper.
I love that. Commanding goalkeeping, just taking the pressure off his defence, coming into bodies, really reassured there with his handling.
It's nice to know he's playing for Leeds week in, week out, right? He feels so much better about that. It was a problem for Wales for a while.
And Kosovo, who have been behind twice in Slovakia, now 3-2 up. Here come Bosnia. Dzeko heads across goal. Chance! What a save! What a magnificent save from Karl Darlow at full stretch to scoop it off the line and deny Demirovic a certain Bosnian equaliser. Harry Wilson's now been fouled and tempers are boiling over here. David Brooks is wagging fingers and pushing white shirts in the chest. Jay Da Silva is down as well. An incredible period of seconds there. Bosnia almost equalised. And now everyone's getting a little angry inside this stadium.
That is Gordon Banks like. David Seaman, it looks like it's in and he just claws it back with his left hand. What a save. Just Dzeko there, just pulling away on that far post as he likes to do. Gets that kind of mismatch. Great ball into that far post there. He nods it back across, and Derimovic with the header, and he'll think that he scored there, trying to find that bottom corner. What a save that is from Karl Darlow, down low to his left.
Not just to get to it, but then to scoop it away from danger. Down the other end it's Johnson. The game's opening up now. Toes it down the line, but it's collected before it reaches Wilson. Johnson then charges back. Every tackle and block is being roared by this capacity crowd inside the Cardiff City Stadium. And what drama it is. Live here on BBC Radio Wales. 63 minutes gone. Wales 1, Bosnia Herzegovina 0. Don't forget as well the Feast of Football phoning, taking your calls after the game until the late show with Larry Shaw at 10:30. The number to call 03700 100 110. Wales ahead 6 minutes after half time. An audacious early strike from 30 odd yards from Daniel James.
He took it so early, I wasn't sure. I thought it was like 20 yards. It's like 18, 20 yards.
It was outside the 18 yards.
It was definitely outside the 18 yards.
Yeah, 20, 23, 25 yards. But
if someone hadn't broke the monitor, we'd be able to see the replay.
Still haven't seen it back.
If Wales win this game, that'll go down in folklore. The more it's told, it'll get further away. By tomorrow morning, it might be a 50-yard strike. 1-0 Wales lead. It was sensational, however far out it was.
It was more like the angle that he hit it at. You're expecting that to go across the goalkeeper, though, from the angle.
Volley. He's like drilled it. Laces on the half volley. Such a difficult skill as well. Moving at tempo, high tempo he's moving.
If, like us, you want to see that goal again, you can watch it on the live page now on the BBC Sport Wales website. I'll bring it up, guys, don't worry. Bosnia on the attack, wide on the far left. He's actually trod on the ball, the winger, before the cross comes in. It's nowhere near Demirovic, who had that header which was wonderfully saved. It's still wide on the far left, and then they're cutting in. It's actually the substitute who was trying a shot there, Ali Begovic, and then
clever play.
Ampadu is fouled.
Thank you,
Wales
ref.
have a free
Thank
kick.
you, ref. Take your time.
Yeah,
Mr.
take the sting out of it.
Look, and I think this is, a period in the game where we need to start doing a little bit of what Bosnia have been doing. Slow the game down. We want to play that kind of high tempo, but we've got that goal. So now it's about doing the opposite a little bit, managing the game and rolling around and taking your time to get up, drawing those kind of fouls. And Carl Dowler, you're taking the time. First few minutes of the second half, you're very quick to try and play out with a goal kick, and we almost got
on him though, Dan, already.
I'm not surprised.
Mr. Kovac.
Darlow will take the free kick just outside the Wales penalty area. We're at the midway point in the second half. Wales have the lead. Ampadu on the halfway line, looks for Wilson. Can he create another one? He's shoved over. He wants to take it quickly. He's up on his feet early, the number 8, and he swings it out wide to the far right. Williams will have a job keeping it in, but keeping it he does right by the corner flag, the Forest fullback. Dan James, the goal scorer. Even he can't score from there. He tries to take on the fullback, runs straight into him, and it's a throw into Wales, high up the field, over on the far right, and everyone is almost on their feet in that double-decker Ninian stand across from us, and of course, as ever, in the Canton stand behind the goal to our left. That's where Wales are attacking in this second half. All in red as they go from right to left. Poland have equalised at home to Albania. These are the latest scores in the playoff semi-finals. Still Czech Republic 1, the Republic of Ireland 2, Denmark 3, North Macedonia 0, Poland and Albania 1-1, Slovakia 2, Kosovo 3, Ukraine 0, Sweden 2, and the other game that matters for Wales, Italy 1, Northern Ireland 0. Already today, Turkey are through to the playoff final after beating Romania 1-0 in Istanbul. Memic on the halfway line for these white-shirted Bosnian players, who now have to chase the game. It's wide to the far left, slow teasing run. Now it's Wales' turn to pack the penalty area and create a wall. No way through. That one hits Cullen, nodded back in, hooked with the heel, and Roden took a big chance that Darlow was sprinting out to get to that loose ball, but the Leeds teammates were on the right wavelength there.
Yeah, you can just feel now Bosnia, of course, being 1-0 down, to throw a little bit more caution to the wind and having a little bit more possession now and just penning us back a little bit more, and need to be really aware of Edin Dzeko now. When those balls are in wide areas, every single time he gets into a wide area, he's pulling off. He's not positioning himself on one of the two centre-backs, Lord or Roden. He's pulling on the far post into those full-back positions, so really need to be aware of him and his movements inside the 18-yard box.
It's Wales on the attack, looking for a second as we're serenaded here at the Cardiff City Stadium. Wilson on the edge of the box, sprays it out to Johnson, corner of the penalty area on the near left. He has it once more, does the Palace man. Every white shirt with the exception of Dzeko is behind the ball. In the first half they weren't leaving an outlet. Wilson tries to play it around the corner. It was well read by the Bosnian team, and then Cullen has slid in, and he becomes the first Wales player to be cautioned. We have 20 minutes left. The monitors are back with us. That was me that did that, by the way.
Sure you did, yeah.
Not the nicest of challenges, that. I've just seen the replay as that monitor came back on.
Right in his ankle, didn't he?
Yeah, it's late and catches him on the ankle there, stud showing.
Well, here we go. Here's a replay just in time. The keeper slightly slips, but he takes it so early. He nearly caught us out. He caught the goalkeeper out, Dan James. You're not missing any play because the Bosnian defender is still down injured, and we see Nikola Vlasic just stare stony-faced on the replay after that wonderful Dan James goal 6 minutes after half-time. It really is a screamer.
Yeah, he won't catch it. Well, you won't hit a strike any better than that, but you have to question mark the keeper. To be honest, I wasn't fully inspired by the keeper in the first half, the keeper.
Yeah.
But he just tries to react to the shot. He tries to react to the shot.
I don't know what I was thinking earlier, defending the keeper.
He tries to react to the shot, and he just kind of he loses his footing a little bit.
Striker. Me, what's going on?
It did send a shiver down my spine. That's
Blakey,
all
you
I'll
ever
say.
score one like that?
Dan, just get that cold water, pour on my head, please.
Now, what about this for a scoreline? Slovakia 2, Kosovo 4.
Oh, Kosovo.
And they will be hosting, as it stands, Turkey in the playoff final, which are all of them on Tuesday.
My friends Remy and Valon will be very happy, my Kosovan brothers. So they get through.
In this path, Wales are battling to go into Group B at the World Cup this summer. Canada, Switzerland and Qatar await for somebody. They're not over the line yet. Bosnia attack wide on the far left. They're dancing past me, shooting across goal. Darlow equal to it as he punches it away, and Williams is desperate to prevent the corner, and he's done just that. Incredible work as the ball was bouncing. He was throwing his legs at it, but let's credit the save from Carl Darlow.
Well, I think he would have been disappointed to have got beat from that angle, but there was a lot of venom on the shot. So much venom he couldn't really catch it. He had to kind of palm it away. Oh, I tell you what.
They played it out again to the edge of the penalty area, and Ampadu dropped his shoulder and tricked two white shirts as the monitor in front of us has gone again. Mark Harris is being readied for Wales. We have 17 and a half minutes to go. Wales have the lead, but it's a slender one. There's a stadium and a nation watches on, holds its breath.
It's a shove.
And again, Bosnia press high, and they're trying to make the mistake, and they've flattened Roden almost into the advertising hoardings. And this time the referee does give a free kick.
We're going to be heated here, because there was absolutely no need for that.
A bit of frustration there, isn't it? But don't really like that straight ball from the goalkeeper into a central area.
I say, Dan, sooner or later, you only need to make one mistake at Premier League and this level, and you get punished.
If you're going to play the ball into that area, the player receiving the ball needs an option. He needs to be able to lay that off.
Absolutely.
Straight away. David Brooks isn't able to, and then we almost play ourselves into a bit of trouble.
Or just don't play it.
Sweden have got a third in Ukraine. They are 3-0 up as David Brooks is replaced by Mark Harris for the final 16 minutes. Amar Memic is coming off for Bosnia-Herzegovina, and it's Zenis Bernic, a German youth international, who comes on.
I did notice in my research they do have quite a few players born in Germany, Mark. At least 4 or 5 of them.
A few dual citizens who switched their allegiance after a couple of friendly caps. And they are the team chasing the game. Brennan Johnson trying to catch them out. He cuts in, looked like he was tripped. The referee tells him to get back up. And this is where Wales will need the crowd as it gets edgy. We are now into the final 15 minutes here on BBC Radio Wales, on FM, DAB, digital television, 882 on medium wave, and on the BBC Sounds app on your smartphone or tablet, so you can take us out and about whatever you're doing this Thursday night. As tempers fray, Wales concede a free kick inside the Bosnia half. Wales are 15 minutes away from a World Cup playoff final, which as it stands will be at home here on Tuesday, live again on BBC Radio Wales, against Italy, who continue to lead Northern Ireland by 1-0. Ampadu, the Wales captain, clips it over the corner for the new man Mark Harris. He's forced the defender to clear under heavy pressure, and Wales have conceded the throw as 1 and 2 players try to leap and collect that ball. Another Bosnian change being readied. And they've found space on this near right side. Baktarevic curls it in. Oh, there's a chance! Oh, it's gone wide. The defender left it, and Derimovic also left it, and he's in the back of the net with his head in hands. He knows that's where he should have put the ball. A golden chance for Bosnia goes begging.
Joe Roden's hat is in his mouth, right? It's in my mouth as well. Wow.
It's the kind of ball, though, that you don't really want to deal with. You're not sure what's
behind you, right?
Well, you're just hoping no one's behind you.
But you never let it go down.
Yeah, but you almost, like, it's an awkward cross to deal with as well.
Yeah. But
so I think that's why he leaves it.
I say side foot, left foot. Yeah. Just, even if it comes up from
you've got to try and get something on it.
Yeah, half volley, left foot clearance. He won't be letting another one go for a while, I guarantee you that.
But he fools, including the attacker there. And there'll be another Bosnian change coming. Haris Tabakovic of Borussia Mönchengladbach is coming on. The monitors are fired into life again, just in time for this finale. And it has gone quick as it breaks for Ampadu in the centre circle. He drives forward. There's space for Nico Williams, wide on the far right. He's up to the edge of the penalty area. He's forced backwards. Ampadu then to Cullen. They're peppering the penalty area. Wilson will crack it, and it was bending, it was swirling, and it's not far away from that top corner. Goal kick Bosnia.
He's so good. He's so good. You cannot give him half a yard on that left peg. You really can't. Doesn't matter what angle he's on either. He will manufacture something, and he just cuts across this strike. I thought he was maybe going to go to the keeper's left, and he just tries to deceive him.
Tries to do it. Yeah,
tries to cut across it and gets that kind of right to left swerve, just not quite able to keep the shot down.
Denmark 4, North Macedonia 0. Poland have come from 1-0 down and now lead 2-1 against Albania. In these World Cup playoff semi-finals, it's one leg, extra time and penalties if needed. At the moment, they won't be required at an expectant and crackling Cardiff City Stadium as Nico Williams runs from one edge of the box to the other. Johnson with a shot, and it's not far away from that bottom corner. That was a brilliant Wales move, little flick on the edge of the box, and Brennan Johnson wraps his foot round it, but it goes wide.
Yeah, and I think he'd be disappointed that he doesn't do better with a finish. Great driving run by Nico Williams into the heart of that Bosnian kind of midfield area. Plays the ball, I think it was into Harris, and he just lays it off perfectly with a perfect weight for Brennan Johnson to run onto it. And he almost just kind of scuffs the shot a little bit. He's just got to get his foot around that a little bit more. Doesn't even hit the target, kind of scuffs it past that far post. He'll be disappointed that he hasn't done a little bit better there. It's a decent chance for him.
And the time continues to tick away. 11 minutes, says the big clock at either end. You can hear the scowls and the nerves as Bosnia are now the team having more of the possession as they chase the game. They only lost one match in qualifying. This is far from over. Wales clear, and it's a Bosnian throw on the halfway line. It's taken short. Muharemovic has it, and he drills it cross field. Dedic is under it, the number 7 with the grease back hair, and he's galloping
don't
forward.
Foul there, Brennan.
He holds up Johnson, and they still got it. The cross takes a deflection. Dzeko controls, but it spins away from him, and then Cullen spins himself and hacks it. We're almost in that territory where anywhere will do. Wales are 10 minutes away from a World Cup playoff final, which as it stands would be against Italy. They continue to lead Northern Ireland. Now it's 2-0 to Italy in Bergamo. They have just scored as I was speaking. Wales would love a second, but they know as long as it's a clean sheet, they don't need one. But here come Bosnia to the edge of the penalty. A scorching shot from the corner of the box is over the bar. Darlow had it covered. It didn't stop a few heart in mouths, though, of those with a bucket hat around us in this stadium.
I'll tell you what, catches that strike ever so well. Certainly has Darlow interested.
Again.
Yes.
Number 19, he looks a bit lively in Billy.
He does. Just starting to cause us one or two issues when they're able to move the ball into those kind of wide areas, and they're just kind of overloading us in those wide areas, and there's more crosses starting to come in.
Yeah, we're just at that point where we're trying to just see the 1-0 over the line, right? We've kind of conceded possession a bit.
And you can tell by the fact that Nathan called him number 19. He's one of those players who's got an incredibly long name.
Alibegovic.
Alibegovic, there we go. Well done, Nathan.
I did say that earlier.
I tip my cap to you.
Yeah.
There's one player on the substitutes bench who I'm desperate for not to come on.
Like Judge Judy.
Leave it at that.
Like Judge Judy says, put your listening ears on.
Dan James, who will race away. Mark Harris is with him. Johnson 2. 3 on 3. Dan James is still going, goes round the outside, he wants to score again, and the keeper has to palm it past the post. And Mark Harris was lurking for any tap-in, but the ball was beyond him. The star of the show, the man who's the match winner at the moment, almost made the game safe.
Yeah, I'm not sure where Mark is going there. He just needs to hold his run, because he'd probably be offside as well. Just hold his run. Once Dan goes across the keeper, yeah. He's probably just in a bit too early there.
Sorba Thomas is ready to come on for Wales. We're inside the final 8 minutes. Dedic cuts in, the number 7. Gets it out to the far left side, and there's an overlap. Here they are to the byline across the face of goal. It's pinball, it's headed behind the goal, and it's a corner to Bosnia, and Wales are bumping chests and high-fiving each other as those Bosnian ultras in the corner raise the noise levels, and some of the supporters here in this near stand.
Doesn't know much about it, but he had to make that save, just a reaction save. It's almost like a bit of a double deflection, just hits him. I think he was going in.
The visiting supporters trying to rally their team. 7 minutes to go. An in-swinger into a crowded 6-yard box, and it's cleared at the near post. In fact, it's a goal kick to Wales. Every decision in their favour will be cheered now, as will the man who's about to depart. Daniel James comes off to a standing ovation, the scorer of the only goal in this game, 6 minutes after half-time, but that really doesn't do it justice. An opportunist strike on the half volley. We see a replay of it now. It is absolutely sensational. 2 years ago, he was the villain, missing a penalty as Wales lost the playoff final for Euro 2024. Right now, with 6 minutes to play, he is going to be the hero tonight in Cardiff. Darlow takes the goal kick. It goes from one goalkeeper to the other. Vaslic of St. Pauli in Germany rolls it out to his defenders. A few nails are starting to be bitten from supporters around us. Well, the ball's on the halfway line. Bosnia in possession. Basic forward. It's now cross field. It's collected on this near right. Into the box they come. They've pulled it back, but the only man there is Ethan Ampadu, who smashes it away. Bankarevic was the winger who's finding some space on this near side. Dedic is also causing a problem for Wales. The Red Wall respond with some noise. They're all on their feet behind that goal. There are flags, banners typed up to a red Cymru sign in that corner across from us. As Wales fight and scrap for every loose ball, it drops to the white Bosnian shirts. And out to Ali Bagovic again. But there's Nico Williams by the corner flag. His cross though is deflected. And Bosnia will help it into the box. Liam Cullen just helps it behind for a corner. More roars from the away end. More nervy moments for Craig Bellamy and Wales.
Yeah, as you would expect. And this is about us just being really focused and concentrating, defending that 18-yard box really well now, because as I said, they are starting to move the ball quickly into wide areas with those kind of long crossfield balls, and balls are going to come into the box, so we need to be ready.
It's another end swinger, Crowder 6-yard box, and it's headed home by Dzeko, who climbed highest. Darlow came and didn't get there, and Bosnia have levelled with 4 minutes to play, and we're surely heading to extra time in the World Cup playoff semi-final. 1-1 in Cardiff.
Yeah, it's just a quality ball in, Mark, and a fantastic header from an absolute unbelievable striker. Just makes his move maybe a yard or two forward, size, stature, and then he's just got a lovely little glancing header to his right. Just comes off his defender, lovely little glancing header to his right. But you know, you did feel the pressure was building. We were just hoping that Wales could hold out to the final minute.
There's another flare smoke bomb that's been let off in that away end. Bosnian supporters are swinging from any sort of structure they can get their hands on, waving flags. And Wales have got to climb the mountain again.
Well, it's difficult now because Bosnia were able to switch from a counter-attacking team to an up-front pressing, high press, high-tempo team, which was fantastic. Wales now going to have to try and switch back to pressing the opponent, getting higher up the pitch.
And Bosnia have made a change. A Czech Republic have levelled against the Republic of Ireland 2-2. They're heading to extra time just like we are, seemingly. And Bosnia made a change in all that commotion of the equaliser. Is there time for someone to win it? Bosnia might feel they have the wind in their sails now. We are 2 minutes away from extra time.
That's a dagger blow, it really is. But that is Edin Dzeko for you. You can contain him for most of the game, feel like you're doing a good job on him, and one chance and he punishes you. And such a clever player. The area that he got himself into, in between.
Well, Wales are giving it away on the edge of their own penalty area. Dedic races to the corner flag. Bankarevic with a big dollop of mud. Dzeko, the goal scorer, curls in a dangerous ball. It's gone all the way through again. And Demirivic again somehow misses the ball, goes through his legs at the back post. That would have been a winner. And Wales all of a sudden from a position of strength and now clinging on.
It was always going to be the case though, Mark. That's what I'm saying. Like, Wales were in a position where they were doing what Bosnia had done and just sat back and just soaking up the pressure and trying to get through to the final whistle. But now it's Bosnia in the ascendancy. Wales are going to have to try and flip this game, flip the momentum, or at least hold on to the end of the game to regain some momentum in extra time.
Yeah, it's just a little bit disappointing as well, because I think we could have avoided giving that corner away. I think it was initially Nico Williams who tried to be a little bit clever on the kind of touch on the byline there, turned the ball over, and then ended up getting the corner. But clever from Dzeko, just the area he got. It's great delivery into that near post area, and he gets himself in between Nico Williams and Cullen. Neither of them are able to deal with him. Darlow even tries to come and help the situation, doesn't get there quick enough. It's a really good header.
It's a long ball forward that Rodon's in trouble here, and it's towed into the path of Dzeko, but Darlow is there. Demrimovic got too much on it, and the Wales fans respond. Final seconds of the regulation 90. The fourth official is already at the edge of the halfway line with the board. Johnson plucks it out of the sky. It's into the box.
Oh!
It's on behind Harris, who wasn't anticipating it, and it allows Bosnia to clear. 5 minutes of added time. Brennan Johnson did everything he could. Mark Harris didn't gamble, but Wales aren't finished yet. Williams to the byline on the far side. It's behind for a corner. Listen to that roar from the Canton stand.
Now is the time, boys. Now is the time. Good little response here from Wales. Initially that ball just played behind Mark Harris and Katic, the Bosnian centre-back. Neither of them were able to get on the end of it and just recycle that possession again. Harry Wilson just showing a couple of nice touches, and Nico Williams on that far side just forcing the corner for us.
Well, it really is nervy now. Wales corner far side, far right. Wilson high to the back post, headed across goal, cleared off the line, scramble, and it's wide. And who got the final touch? It was Liam Cullen it came to. He was stretching, he was under pressure, and he could only help it wide for Wales in stoppage time.
Oh, not quite. Deep delivery, far post, great nod back across goal, and it's a scramble. They just about do enough there, Bosnia. And the crowd just trying to get these players going again. I think that Bosnia goal kind of sucked the life out of the stadium for a few minutes, but the fans just trying to respond and give some more energy back to the players again.
Yeah, just wait till they get to the end of the game now. Get in front of the manager, hear what he got to say. And just go again. It's difficult to get the momentum back in these situations. So close to the final whistle, and you concede.
Nearly 2 minutes of the 5 to be added have gone. It is 1-1, and we are surely heading to extra time as it's cleared downfield and behind for a goal kick to Wales. Denmark are through to their playoff final. They've thrashed North Macedonia by 4-0. They will travel to either the Czech Republic or the Republic of Ireland. They're heading to extra time in Prague as it's 2-2, still playing as we are here. Jay De Silva has some work to do at fullback and does it. Plays it down the line and Thomas will chase, but it's out of play. It's a throw in.
He's the wilder day, Jay Silva, I have to say. He's solid as a rock.
Well, he had some difficult moments, didn't he, in the autumn? I remember that night at Wembley, he was ripped apart. He's got another test here, which he wins. He gets the tackle in, and Thomas is rugby tackled. And they take it quickly. There's space for Wilson in the centre circle. The white shirt's caught napping. Wilson sprints forward, goes past a couple of players, and he wants a free kick. He's never getting that. It's nodded back by Rodon, and Wales are roared on. Williams comes forward, deep cross into the penalty area, flying header to the edge of the box, but a white shirt's going to be underneath it. It's sliced back high into the penalty area. Brennan Johnson, oh, he didn't shoot, he tried to pass, and he's given the ball away. And now it's Bosnia's turn to counter-attack, and they're dancing past tackles, and they've got the numbers here, Bosnia. 90 seconds left of stoppage time. Far left is crossed into the box. De Silva is there underneath it with Dzeko lurking. Still the danger is not away. The red shirts are back though. It really is nervy moments. A goal here will win it. Dzeko's cross is blocked by Thomas, and Wales have just about survived the final throes of this enthralling semi-final. There's a Bosnian player down. The game stops with a minute to play, and we can all take a huge breath.
I'm glad he's gone down, him.
Yeah, I mean,
he's causing trouble.
He is.
I'm not even going to try and pronounce his name. The 19. What's his name, boys? he probably should have started him. You know, he's come on and he's probably changed the game for Bosnia.
Alabegovic.
Yeah, that's the one.
Very good player.
Absolutely nailed that pronunciation.
Yeah. Very
Italy
good player.
have
Quick.
won. Italy have beaten Northern Ireland by 2-0.
Okay.
So it will be Italy in the playoff final for one of these two countries. Will it be here at the Cardiff City Stadium? Will it be in Bosnia? We are still no closer to knowing. And we are 10 seconds away from the 5 added minutes. But there's probably about one more to go. And from an uncontested drop ball, Bosnia have attacked. They didn't let that carry through. And it's on this near right side on the edge of the penalty area. Wales simply have to keep out their opponents here. It's into that box. And underneath it is Nico Williams, high into the dark Cardiff sky. Harris is battling for it. He's just not underneath the ball. Loses out in the battle of the two number 19s. We're into a 6th minute of added time. 1-1. Thomas smashes it downfield. There's only Wilson to chase. Wilson tries to make a bad ball a good one, then loses his footing just as he put the defender under pressure. Final whistles going all around. Kosovo have beaten Slovakia 4-3. It's long into the Wales penalty area. Hooked away. It drops to the edge of the penalty area. A chance to win it. It's blocked. Another chance to win it. The shot is wide. And that is it, the last action. Referee blows the final whistle. Wales survive. Alabegovic with the last kick of the game could have won it for Bosnia. As it is, we will play for at least another 30 minutes to try and find out who is going to host Italy in Tuesday's playoff final. Dan James's brilliant strike at the start of the second half, cancelled out late on by Edin Dzeko. It finishes after 90 minutes. Wales 1, Bosnia-Herzegovina 1.
Oh, goodness me, how are your nerves? Tired bodies, tired minds, tired voices.
Yeah.
Wales, 4 minutes from the final, Nathan Blake. 4 minutes. Never rule out a man like Edin Dzeko, though, even at 40 years of age.
Absolutely fantastic. I mean, that's his 6th goal of this campaign. Beautiful little move. Just checks to his left. Corner comes in, right footed in, swinging. And just a lovely little glance in header. But what they were able to do, which impressed me, was when Wales did take the lead, Wales have sat back and almost resorted to how Bosnia were playing, and Bosnia flipped over and were playing like Wales had started, or Wales were playing an all-out attack. But it was difficult then for Wales to get the momentum back, because they had basically said, right, come on, attack v defence, we'll see it out. And then, you know, a goal comes from that set piece. And Wales then found it difficult to get back into the game. So this break will do them good. And I think second extra time now, get hold of the players if you're Craig Bellamy, reset and start like you did in the first and second halves.
31 Wales fans getting more for their money, but they didn't want it, did they? When Dan James scored that cracking opener, they were hoping that that would be enough to send Wales through to Tuesday night. And confirmation, as Mark was saying, that Italy lie in wait in the final. They have beaten Northern Ireland by 2-0 in Bergamo. Newcastle's Sandro Tonali and the former Everton striker Moise Keane putting the Azzurri through. But will they be heading to Cardiff or Zenica in 5 days' time? The winners of Tuesday's final, of course, securing their place in Group B next year, this summer, I should say. Don't have to wait long, alongside the co-hosts, Canada, Switzerland and Qatar. So at the moment, you get the team talks, the things you don't normally see as fans. The team talks taking place right on the edge of the touchline here. Craig Bellamy's just had his Wales players in a huddle. It's now dispersed, as has the Bosnian one. And, you know, I think that I don't know if you saw Danny Gabadon, whether you saw the Bosnia head coach after they missed that chance to score what would have been the winner and send them through, completely overturn the tie. He was bouncing up and down, wasn't he? And kicking water bottles, furious that they hadn't pinched it.
Yeah, it was a decent chance for them, and emotions are running high right now, so it's really important to kind of control that, particularly if you're a Wales player, because look, really heartbreaking, obviously, to be so close and to concede that goal, but you can't think about that now. As Blakey said, you have to look what's in front of you, which is 30 more minutes of football, and you have to try and reset and refocus and keep that belief that we can still kind of go on and win this game. But you have to give a lot of credit to Bosnia because they started pushing. I don't quite think we managed the game well enough. We didn't really kind of kill the game with dominating the ball. We didn't really look fully solid defensively, and we allowed a lot of kind of space into those wide areas and crosses to come in, and that wily old fox Edin Dzeko pops up with another goal. So 30 more minutes, and the lads really have to kind of try and dig in now and try and wrestle that momentum back.
30 more minutes of pleasure or pain. We're going to be going in a second, but elsewhere in these playoffs this evening in Europe, Denmark have beaten North Macedonia 4-0, but they've got into extra time between the Czech Republic and the Republic of Ireland. In Path B, Sweden are through. They've beaten Ukraine 3-1, but it's Poland 2, Albania 1 to see who's going to play them. And then in C, full times, Turkey are through. They've beaten Romania 1-0, and Kosovo will play them after a 4-3 win over Slovakia. So that final will take place then in Bratislava. We've got the two teams back in huddles. Wales just to the left of the centre circle, and Bosnia just inside it in their half of the field. Well, what a night we have had. The first half was goalless. The second half, Dan James puts Wales in front on 51 minutes with a cracking strike from 25 yards. This place erupted, but then 4 minutes from the end of the 90, Edin Dzeko, their 40-year-old striker, nicks a header to make it 1-1. 30 more minutes here on BBC Radio Wales and BBC Sounds. Who's got it in them to make Tuesday's final against Italy? Nathan Blake, Danny Gabardon and Mark Poyser.
Thank you, Ian. Straight away to tell you, at the start of extra time, Edin Dzeko has been taken off by Bosnia and Herzegovina, and Amir Hadji Admetovic of Hull City is on, and we are underway. 15 minutes each way, and if we're still level at the end of that, it will be penalties once more. Bosnia again, all in white with the blue trim, the blue flashes going from right to left in the first period of extra time. Wales all in red, of course. They were 1-0 up, and they're attacking here. Bosnia, there's a chance on the edge of the penalty area, and it's blazed over the crossbar. What was Bakaretovic doing?
That was a great chance.
Wales was sleeping.
Yeah, they were still in the huddle by the looks.
30 more minutes of this monitor playing up as well.
It comes on, it goes off. It comes on, it goes off again. That was just into the box, and people were flicking it, and Wales just didn't react. And once more, Sergei Babarez, he wasn't particularly animated in the first half. He's been transformed, jumping around. It's Craig Bellamy's turn to consult with his coaching staff. Wales have made no more changes. And it's 1-1. So both goal scorers have departed as Wilson is caught in possession. That's a Wales free kick. And the Wales team remains Darlow in goal, Williams, Lawler, Roden and De Silva. It's Ampadu and Cullen now, and Harris, Wilson and Thomas behind Johnson. But Harris is playing as a striker, Johnson is playing wide. We know Italy await for one of these two teams. And we are staying with this to its conclusion here, live on BBC Radio Wales. It's already a late start for the late show with Larry Shawn. It may be even later than 10:30. We're not going anywhere until this has finished. There is no second leg. Someone must win it. It's a Bosnia-Herzegovina free kick. And the goalkeeper will take it midway inside his own half. He goes long to the edge of the penalty, and Roden's underneath it. Cullen then flicks clear. It's going to come straight back, held up by Deminovic, who is the striker who missed those chances. He's now wearing the armband, but he loses the ball to Lawler. And Harris just about holds it up at the second time of asking. And now Thomas on the halfway line. Our engineers tried to fix this monitor and even he's baffled. So I think that's it. Thomas scuttles infield for Wales. Tries to play a slide rule pass and everyone was coming to the near right. No one had made the run to the far left and Bosnia can clear.
Oh, Cullen and I'm not sure who it is.
Brennan Johnson, on the right.
Was it Brennan, was it?
Thomas has it though. Corner of the box, crosses, deflected. It's hooked into the sky by not one but two white shirts. The first was Katic. And now they're leading it up with Tabakovic on the halfway line. As soon as he turned and looked for a teammate, he's had his pocket pinched by the excellent De Silva. And now there's space for Thomas. Noise increases, a low cross. Brilliant layoff for Wilson!
Oh, what a chance.
Blocked. Lovely layoff by Harris, and the scrambling defence got in the way in the nick of time.
Too many touches.
Yeah, I don't even know if I was going in.
I don't know why he had I don't know why he took a second touch there. I don't know why he took a first touch. He should have just buried it on his left foot. What a sublime touch from Mark Harris.
Sensational, that touch from Mark Harris.
Yeah.
He's just laid it on a plate for
Harry Wilson touch. It's like a Cruyff turn, wasn't it? Like the Cruyff turn. Beautiful.
And not missing any action, there's a Bosnia defender down. I think that's Amar Dedic. But that's the first chance of extra time.
He should score. He should score there.
And he's the one player you would want that to fall to.
He's what? I don't know, probably 7-8 yards out. Perfectly set back to him, central area for Mark Harris there. And I think, as Blakey says, he almost has too many touches before he gets a strike away, to the point where the ball's kind of a little bit almost underneath him. I'm not actually sure if that was it in the target. It gets blocked by a defender, but the quality that he has there, how are you expecting to score that? I was just waiting for the net to kind of bulge there, really.
The form he has been in, 12 goals. 9 goals, in his last 12 internationals. And it is Dedic who's off the field. Referee ran over to shout at him, now he's coming over to shout at Caldalo. So Bosnia will restart with 10 men. Uncontested drop ball, Wales have it. Dedic waits to come on. Can Wales take advantage of their numerical advantage for a few moments at least? It's wide to Thomas. He was round the outside with those fresh legs. Cross in, Wilson, it doesn't reach him. Headed away before it could reach Wales' talisman. And Bosnia now with Dedic, who's back on the field. It's 11v11 once more. And this is Ampadu. Tiring legs for both teams. Who can muster it within themselves? Who can make themselves a hero? Who can make us avoid penalties? We have played 6 minutes of the first period of extra time. You're listening to BBC Radio Wales. It is the World Cup playoff semi-final, and it's a wonderful ball out to Johnson on the near right to the edge of the box. Tees up Wilson. Wilson cuts in, but again too many touches, and there's too many white shirts in the way. It's scrambled out, but only as far as Roden with the tattooed forearms. Williams, midway in the Bosnia half, tries to cut in.
I actually thought Brennan could have took a touch then and across the defender. I really do. Maybe he's a little tired at this point. Lack of match fitness. Wasn't a bad ball into Harry, but I've seen him do it before. Yeah, loves to get in behind defenders, doesn't he?
Bit of a tired touch from Harry Wilson as well, wasn't it? But I think that's the first opportunity he's had in the game, Brennan Johnson, in that 1v1 situation in space, and he just turned it down. Just elected to play the ball square inside, into bodies where Harry Wilson was positioned. Just would have liked to have seen him there, just have a go at the defender.
Danny Gabidon and Nathan Blake are here in the commentary box alongside me. As Sorba Thomas attacked, he was just blocked off it by the defender, and it's behind for a goal kick to Bosnia and Herzegovina. Interesting call to take off Edin Dzeko. But he is 40 years old.
I was going to say, 40 years old in extra time. They don't marry.
But he's not a normal 40-year-old, is
not.
he?
Didn't actually look.
Well, it breaks, and it's Behimovic to the edge of the penalty area, and this is a chance. They're in here, outside netting. Heart in mouth time for Wales. And Demrimovic again played the 1-2, and from the tightest of angles inside the box, smashes it against the outside of Carl Darlow's netting.
Well, we don't deal with that punt forward. Don't win the first ball, don't win the second ball. They get it down to Bakovic, the sub. He's a big, strong centre forward. He's come on and caused problems, and he just lays the ball in behind Roden, I think it is, and he just about does enough to make the strike really difficult from a tight angle. Got to do a better job of being a bit more physical and dealing with those long balls forward.
It remains 1-1. It's still 2-2 in Prague. They're playing extra time as the Czech Republic and the Republic of Ireland. Still no closer to knowing who will host Italy. 2-0 winners against Northern Ireland. Long one looking for Johnson. Wales increasingly going long into the channels. Cleared downfield by Bosnia. Darlow will collect. However it finishes, there'll be plenty of reaction on Radio Wales Breakfast tomorrow morning from 7 with Catherine Hellith and Carl Roberts. And both of whom are here tonight, so it could be a late one and an early start for them. We're staying however long it takes. Someone must win this tie as Harris loses it on the halfway line for Wales, but it comes straight to Ampadu, the skipper, out to Sorba Thomas, the substitute with the fresh legs. This time he's faced up with two white-shirted defenders. He gets it back from De Silva, wide far left in front of that double-decker Ninian stand. Cross in is headed away by Katic for Bosnia. 5 minutes left of the first period of extra time.
I'd say to Sorba, don't throw that ball in from that deep and from that wide.
Wilson with a crossfield pass. It's inch perfect to Thomas by the corner flag. He's able to pick it up and collect. Cuts in, whips it in, flicked on by Johnson, but it's past the post. The groans around us will tell you that wasn't on target, and it's a Bosnia goal kick.
Yeah, that's a better ball from Sorba. Right foot, he's on the left, he's swinging it in with a lot of pace. And when it's low like that, you've got players who can run across players, but from the other angle, he's a good, 30 yards, 35 yards out, he's just swinging it in with his right foot. You haven't got players in there who are adapt to heading the ball. So I would say just try and get to the byline a bit more.
One of the two of the floodlights above us flicker. Everyone using every ounce of power they can find. Wales have it inside their own half. 1-1 on BBC Radio Wales in the first period of extra time. The away fans all jump up and down as one in unison as it reaches the head of Ampadu, but he can't find Wilson. Cleared only to the halfway line, and Bosnia are the team retreating, and Bosnia now the team counter-attacking as they pinch it. And the ghosting pass 1, the ghosting pass 2, plenty of red shirts. They've tried to slide it through and they've worked it really well. It's Behimovic who will cut in and shoot. It's blocked, and now the red shirts are back, and Demrimovic is denied again. But they're looking dangerous on the break, gentlemen.
Yeah,
that
indeed.
man, isn't it? Alabegovic, he's changed his boots, I think, since extra time. He's got a blue pair on now, but still playing exactly the same way. He's the one that's kind of quickened the game up for them, isn't he?
Yeah.
So he has that ability to go past the player, and Roden is just trying to break the lines with a pass. He gets it wrong, turns the ball over, and then he gets on the ball. He just passed a couple of players, and we just about get enough bodies back there, and as the shot's attempted, I don't know who it was, but someone comes sliding across with a really important challenge to block that shot.
Craig Bellamy has spoken many times as the group reached its climax. Wales have the ball on the edge of the penalty area about how they would need their supporters, and the supporters would know when their moment was to play their part. I suspect this is it, as they try and rouse their team, who came within minutes of winning it in normal time. It's back with the Bosnian keeper Vasilj, clears up to the halfway line, onto the forehead of Roden. Johnson never really has it under control, and he runs into challenges in the centre of the Bosnian half. Final 2 minutes of the first period of extra time. It is 1-1, and it's a Bosnian throw in front of their manager Sergej Babarez in the smart suit. And the player taking the throw in, Burnic, has stolen about 10-15 yards there as he throws it down this near left channel. It goes out of play again, and it's now Wales's turn. Ampadu, whose socks are slowly slipping down his shins. Lawler on the edge of his own box, back to Ampadu. Wales looking composed again. They were not towards the end of the regulation 90. Looking for Johnson in the channel, couldn't quite pluck it out of the sky with his first touch. It allows Burnic to clear. Wilson has it midway inside the opponent's half. Ampadu, the skipper, back to Wilson. Wales need a bit of magic from his boots, but his attempt to pass just ricochets back to Lawler in the centre circle. Wilson again, once more midway inside the Bosnian half. Hush descends on this stadium. Nerves must be absolutely shredded, and we've still got at least another 15 minutes to go. That's even before we begin to consider the dreaded penalties. Thomas crosses. Bosnia head away, and Burnic, by his own corner flag, will take 3-4 touches before he smashes it downfield and asks Tabakovic to chase. And even with his fresh legs, he's no match for Joe Roden. A roar erupts as Ampadu leads Wales into enemy territory. Stops, checks his run, change of pace, finds Williams on the right, low cross to the near post. Harris gets there, but so does the defender. Ampadu on the edge of the box shoots, and it's deflected for a corner. We are into 1 minute of added time at the end of this first period of extra time. Wales with the first corner of extra time. Can they find what might be a decisive third goal in this game? Everyone in Bosnian white defending. Wilson has one arm in the air on the near right. In swinger with the left boot to the near post. Headed away by the man at the near post. Out only as far as Thomas, who gives it back to Wilson in front of us. Thomas curls it in. Again, defenders climb high and head away. De Silva battles for it on the edge of the box and wins it. Drives. He's still going, and just as he was about to get into the box, he lost it. Had his pocket pitched by one of the defenders. It was the striker, Hajiratovic, who was back there. But Wales, no sooner do they lose it, they win it back. But there is the half-time whistle in extra time. We are still no closer to knowing who will host Italy. 15 minutes and potentially penalties to come. It is still Wales 1, Bosnia and Herzegovina 1.
Yeah, so again, the two sets of players will come to this near touchline for some more instructions from the managers, the head coaches, before they go back out and play another 15 minutes. So let's just remind you of what's happened this evening then, and where we are in this race for the World Cup this summer. Italy, one game away from a first World Cup since 2014. They ended Northern Ireland's finals dream with a 2-0 win in Bergamo. No need for extra time in that match. Elsewhere, the Czech Republic scoring a late equaliser against the Republic of Ireland. Czech Republic 2, Republic of Ireland 2 at half-time. The winners will host Denmark on Tuesday after the Danes beat North Macedonia by 4-0. And the former Swansea boss, Graham Potter, one game away from leading Sweden to the finals after a 3-1 win over Ukraine in Spain, with a hat-trick from former Swan striker and current Arsenal star Victor Gyökeres And Kosovo, 1 win away from their first major finals. They beat Slovakia 4-3, and they will host Turkey, who beat Romania. So we just need to know whether it is going to be Wales or Bosnia who host Italy on Tuesday night, live on BBC Radio Wales and BBC Sounds. If Wales don't make it to the final, well, they will play Northern Ireland in a friendly. They're going to go back out for the second half, but a quick word from Nathan and Danny before they do. We've had no magic, really, no magic in the boots, no magic touches, maybe just too many touches inside that box. What a chance for Harry Wilson.
Yeah, great chance for Harry Wilson, but what we've seen is the momentum go back towards Wales, back in control of the game. And, you know, like I said, it's really difficult to do that during the game for the last sort of 10-15 minutes where Wales had conceded possession. But nice to see them go back out in the first half of extra time and wrestle back that sort of momentum. They look in the ascendancy more than Bosnia did. That opportunity, possibly 1.5 opportunities for Harry Wilson, but fingers crossed he can take one of them if he gets another.
Yeah, we're looking for a hero in this next 15 minutes, or are we going to penalties like Poland 2 years ago, Mark, and we know how that ended.
2 years ago on this day as well. We are back underway. Wales all in red, now going from right to left in the final 15 minutes of this match. And Lawler straight away is under pressure and has lost it, but Bosnia cannot take advantage. Demrinovic again got it forward, but only got it forward to Darlow in goal. It's Williams, Lawler, Roden and De Silva, Ampadu and Cullen. Harris is the striker with Wilson, Thomas and Johnson behind him. Those are the 11 men in red, the 11 men who hope to be heroes at some point over the next 15 minutes. Or will we have the dreaded penalty shootout? Thomas shuffling forward to the edge of the box on the left, crosses in, headed away. Wales do look like the stronger of the two teams in extra time as Bosnia prepare to make a change. Armin Gigovic, and the game stops because off the ball down the other end of the field, Dedic is down again, and you can tell what the Wales fans think of this. There appears to be, Nathan and Danny, one team playing for penalties and one team trying to win it before we get to spot kicks.
Or he's just got cramp.
Yeah, it's a bit harsh, mate. Ran in extra time. I would say it's a little harsh. I don't think anyone's trying to waste time. You can see he has got cramp. Then the old pull of the toes, and he is going to come off by the looks of things, Mark.
Well, the boos from the Wales fans tell you they at least agree with me.
You're a hard man to
He's
please,
never
Mark.
had
I've always
cramp
said
before,
it. You're a hard man. No.
Gigovic is going to come on for somebody. It may well be Dedic. And we have played 2 minutes of extra time. Dan James's wonderful goal 6 minutes into the second half of normal time gave Wales the lead. That late Edin Dzeko header has sent us into these 30 minutes. Dedic waits to come on, and Wales attack with an extra man. De Silva on the left, out to Thomas, who's hugging the near touchline. He cuts in and crosses, flicked on by Wales to the back post, and Johnson just can't get there. It's behind for a goal kick. Dedic is back on.
It's almost like Sorbo works on a law of averages, right? If I throw that ball in 10, 15 times, sooner or later, it's going to create a chance. And I understand that, but I think it's really difficult at the moment when you've got Mark Harris up there. If you've got a Kiefer Moore up there, by all means, throw it in. Just think I'd like to see him sometimes just come off the line and play into the striker, maybe play into the midfielder and go for the second ball.
I think where he's kind of crossing it from as well, from a defensive point of view, from a central defender, I'm not saying I'm happy for him to cross from there, but you can kind of see it, can't you? Yeah. In swing and delivery, and he's not even, he's outside of the 18-yard box on his left-hand side. It's a little bit of an easier one to see coming and deal with.
Demrinovic heads it out to this near side. Racing down the touchline is Bakaretovic. He's forced away from the corner flag. Bosnia on the near right, on the ball. The score is 1-1. Stays this way, we will go to penalties. It's still 2-2 in Prague. the only other semi-final still playing. The Republic of Ireland were 2-0 up against the Czech Republic. They're seemingly going to penalties as well. Gigovic has now got a bib on and warming up. Crossfield pass. De Silva is underneath it, plucks it out of the sky. That's wonderful skill from Thomas. Gets past one and reaches Wilson, who will surely send him away. Again, he took too many touches and they've pinched it back. Cullen then clatters into his man. Referee, I think, would have given a free kick. Didn't give a free kick. Bosnia just kicked it straight out. And now they're in the face of Liam Cullen, and Wales will gleefully accept this throw-in. Or are they going to give it back to them? They take it short. That's a little bit of controversy. And Serbia, Bosnia, are furious. Eddie Dzeko's made his way all the way to remonstrate with Craig Bellamy in the middle of the Wales technical area.
Yeah, but
meantime, play continues.
The referee didn't do anything about it. Katic just kicked the ball out of touch because he felt that the game should be stopped.
Ampadu to the byline, wins the corner, and Dzeko was right in the face there of Craig Bellamy, and the argument is still continuing down there. The fourth officials have lost control of this completely. Bosnia feel that Wales should have given the ball away, and Edin Dzeko's pushed one of the security guards. There's a yellow card for Dzeko. The talisman was taken off on 90 minutes. And the referees had to come across to the near side to calm everything down.
Tell you what, the energy shown there, he should have stayed on.
And it's still continuing because Barbarez has gone to confront either a security guard or a member of the Wales backroom team. He's disappeared from our view. And the referee's still got his yellow card out as we wait to restart with a Wales corner. And Gigovic is now stripped and waiting to come on because our friend Dedic is down again inside the 6-yard box. And now Craig Bellamy's remonstrating with a member of the Bosnian backroom team.
He needs some backup. It's like Craig against about 6 of them, man. What's going on?
Dzeko towered over it, was snarling in his face right on the edge, the opposite edge of the Wales technical area, and Dedic does come off. The fourth time he's been down. And the stadium announcer plays his part and whips up this crowd into an absolute frenzy for this corner with 9 minutes left of extra time. 1-1 in the playoff semi-final. Wilson will take this corner from this near left-hand side. Everyone in white is in the penalty area. It'll be an outswinger from Wales's number 8. One arm in the air with the dark black hair. He waits patiently, shuffling run. In comes Roden heads, but it's wide. Did he get a touch? Referee said no. It's a goal kick to Bosnia and Herzegovina.
I tell you what, our manager might need some protection here if we scored.
For real.
If that went in. Edin Dzeko not happy at all.
Not happy at all.
Oh. And still there are people down there discussing that incident. It all appears to have calmed down for now. And as Dedic has made the long walk round from behind the goal to the left-hand side, he's greeted with a chorus of boos as Deminovic wins Bosnia a free kick. And right on cue, all the supporters in that corner get their scarves out and hold them aloft as straight as they can. Ivan Basic will take this free kick midway in the Wales half on this near right. Wales in a line on the edge of the D of their penalty area. It's floated in high towards the back post and it's headed towards goal, headed into the arms of Carl Darlow. Only Sorba Thomas up there, and he clears up for the Stoke man. He brings it down on his chest and he brings in Johnson. He's done ever so well. Harris is away, is he? Can he scamper forward? Wales think he's been pulled back. He didn't even get the ball. The referee will not yield. And everyone calms down. Another sharp intake of breath. Bosnia and Herzegovina clear. We're staying with this one to a finish. It's long from Bosnia, looking for the run of Tabakovic, and he's held it up over on the far left side. Brings in Alibegovic to the edge of the penalty area, to the byline, floated cross, headed away by Wales. Still not clear on the edge of the penalty area. Red shirts throw themselves at it. It's in spinning high into the night sky. And Sorba Thomas has lost it, and then the Bosnian player has slipped and he's gone down hurt.
He's got cramp.
Wales spring forward looking for the run of Brennan Johnson. We are deep into the game. It's nearly 2 hours playing time football. There's a stricken Bosnian player down, and now they kick the ball out, Bosnia. And now the game stops. 5 minutes remain.
We might have to give this one back. Don't have to stop though, do we?
Well,
go down with cramp. I know they obviously had the ball, they just kick it out of play, but
don't give it back, then it's on, isn't it? It's like Royal Rumble. Bella's against the whole bench.
Well, I did say it was WrestleMania season. We might get a preview right now.
Exactly.
Kolasinac should be up there this time.
Yeah, he will.
If someone runs out with a little money in the bank briefcase, then you know we're watching the wrong event. And you're not missing any action. Still, there is treatment here.
He's got cramp, hasn't he?
Yeah.
It's one of them, when that late on, when you slip, your muscle just goes, then it's the worst.
Can't do nothing about it.
And you can't stretch it yourself. No. So, the pain is one of the worst.
By Raktovic. We've just seen a shot of Ben Davis, who's on the Wales bench.
Look, it's frozen. He can't even.
And he is barely making it off the field.
Yeah, he needs to get the gel down in.
Grimacing.
Have they done their subs as well, I think, haven't they?
It may be the case that Bosnia have to finish the game with 10 men. He's got to the touchline. He's off the field. Both legs now being stretched out by the physios.
When it's both, it's game over.
It's done.
So Wales may have a numerical advantage for the final 4 minutes. But Ampadu has lost it, and Bosnia will spring forward. But Roden is there in the nick of time, and now it's Lawler. We've seen him go on rampaging runs for Cardiff. He's given it to Wilson, but he's not going backwards. And they're out to De Silva. Bajrakovic is on, just about. This is Thomas on the near left for Wales. To De Silva.
Yeah,
he didn't know he was right
there.
behind
if he goes
him.
Down again, he knows it's over.
He's kept hold of it though.
He didn't take no isotonic gel or nothing, no water. Fair play to him.
Thomas goes round the outside for Wales. Everyone's on their feet. Standing cross into the box. It's headed away. Out for a throw level with the edge of the penalty area. We are at the stage now where any goal will win the game. 2 balls on the field. And the referee has to stop the game. Although because of that injury, I'm just thinking we've probably got another 5 minutes left at least. And then they take the throw and the referee's still not happy.
Nice.
He has to restart with a drop ball. That's the letter of the law. He has to hurdle the ball as Wales take it quickly. They've worked it back out to Thomas, who cuts it on the left. Can he get one of these right? It goes right through everyone and behind for a great kick.
That's a great ball, isn't it? That's a great ball.
And Craig Bellamy down there knows it.
Yeah.
Sank to the turf that no one attacked that.
Well, you got Mark Harris, Liam Cullen, and over on the far side, you've got Brennan Johnson.
No one times the run.
No,
Blakey.
not even thinking about it. And what I'm saying, Dan, he's put so many in already.
Yeah.
So you know it's coming.
Yeah. So Mark Harris's run is a little bit too early.
Yeah.
Brennan Johnson's run on the far post is a little bit too late. It's a great ball in.
Well, there's no anticipation from anybody, is there?
There is tension in the air. It remains 1-1. The seconds continue to tick away. Final 2 minutes. And a sizable bit of added time, you'd imagine. Penalties are looming large now. Roden inside his own half. Ampadu spins and goes back to Darlow, the goalkeeper. This is Lawler again. Looking for the runner.
He's done well, hasn't he, young Dylan? Huge game for him.
Out to Wilson. Wilson comes in field again. Sorba Thomas has the ball. They're trying to work it to that left every time. Now he goes round the outside. Sorba Thomas drills it across goal. Flicked away by the white shirts. Ampadu collects on the edge of the penalty area. Heavy touch, runs into a challenge, spins. Still has it, Ethan Ampadu. But all the white shirts are behind the ball. We're into the final minute of extra time. One last push. Thomas again on the left, again to the byline, pulls it back. Wilson, tight angle, deflects. Corner to Wales. And the red wall respond. A huge roar. And Sorba Thomas goes across to take the corner. He waves his arms up and down as he looks at the Canton stand, who are all on their feet. They're on their feet in front of us, waving the scarves and the bucket hats in the air. This might be the last attack. Final seconds of the regulation of extra time. Wales have a corner, it's 1-1. In it comes from Thomas to the near post, and it's headed away. Straight out of play for a Wales throw. 4 minutes of added time. 4 minutes for someone to make themselves a hero and save us from penalties. Wales are knocking at the door. Thomas on the left-hand side, cuts in. Back to De Silva. Thomas again. Curls it in. It's flicked into the air and flicked away by Bosnia. It'll be another Wales throw. They get the ball back on the pitch quickly. Bosnia are tiring. Can Wales find one last moment to finally see them off? Lawler wins it and spins, and he's on the run here, Lawler. Stops, checks, does ever so well, the young man. Nearly a minute has gone of the 4 to be added, and the whole stadium is on its feet, holding their breath. Roden outside the centre circle as Wales continue to search for a winner. They work it again to Thomas on the left-hand side. This time he goes infield to De Silva. This is Cullen spinning and goes down. Big call for the referee. He's given a free kick to Bosnia.
Yeah, I would say that was 6.5 dozen, right? It was, they both at it. Look at this, right? Once the ball goes behind the defender, you've got to try and get around him, right? But I hold him both ways there.
Play on.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
It's still 1-1.
Yes, it is. They've been practicing penalties every single day, I know that.
Well, who will be taking on? You get into that stage where you're looking down the list as Thomas is shoved over. And Wales will have a free kick.
Yeah, it's an interesting one for both teams, because obviously you look at Bosnia as well. They've made a lot of changes to their kind of starting 11, and it's a difficult one for both managers in terms of kind of your options for penalties if it goes to that.
Wales have it. They continue to attack as Bosnia try to survive. Thomas round the outside crosses. It's cleared away. But Wales will continue to push. 2 minutes left. Lawler has to go back towards his own goal. No mistakes now. And it's back to Darlow. And now Roden. Bosnia are the team who are absolutely hanging on now. Lawler
just
forward.
Keep feeding him. Giovic is on toast at the moment. He doesn't know whether he's going to go outside or inside.
It's Lawler to De Silva. They're appealing for handball, they're appealing for everything. That's not going to be given, and it's cleared. But no one in white is chasing. Final minute of added time. They have knocked and knocked in the second period of extra time. But it's De Silva who's found some space on the left. Stops though, doesn't cross it first time. Waits for Thomas, who does curl it in. To the back post, Johnson! And it's just wide. He got slightly ahead of the ball, couldn't direct it towards goal, only directed it across goal. It's a corner, it's taken quickly. This is surely the last attack. De Silva into the box, headed away. cleared by Bosnia, only to the edge of the penalty area. Lawler underneath it. Ampadu. Seconds remain. Out to Thomas again on the left. He cuts in and he goes for goal himself. And it's high and wide, and that might be penalties. That might be the last chance. Indeed it is. It will be a lottery from 12 yards. Who has the nerve to send themselves into Tuesday's final against Italy? No one blinked in extra time. It finishes 1-1, and Wales and Bosnia go to the dreaded penalty kicks.
Just as they did on this date 2 years ago, Wales against Poland then, which ended in heartbreak for Wales as they missed out on Euro 2024. It's going to be the best feeling in the world, or it's going to be the worst. A summer in America comes down to accuracy from 12 yards. A win wouldn't send them through across the Atlantic, but it puts them a step closer, doesn't it? It sets up a tie with Italy here on Tuesday. If they lose, they will play Northern Ireland in a friendly no one really wants in 5 days' time. At the moment, well, we talked about tired bodies and tired minds. There's a couple of Wales players down on the turf. 3, I think I can see there, just getting rub downs. There's cramp all over the place. The Bosnians, well, they've had their own cramp issues, but they're all on their feet at the moment as their coaching team gather them around. Red hot emotion, wasn't it, during that second half of extra time, with all of the shenanigans on this near touchline. But how do we see this going? How are you feeling? What's your heart telling you? Nathan Blake and Danny Gabardon, you were here 2 years ago, you saw it all then.
Yeah, I just don't think you can call it, Ian. There's a lot of tired bodies out there, a lot of tired minds. You know, it's not a situation where you point the finger at anybody. You just cross your fingers and say a little prayer that Wales come out on top. I couldn't call a winner at this point.
I think you have to give a lot of credit to us in that extra time. I thought, we were the team that tried to win it. So often you see extra time where there's tired bodies, nobody wants to really make a mistake, and it's a bit of a dull affair really. Nobody wants to win, they want it to go to penalties. I thought the way we wrestled that kind of momentum back and got the ascendancy, and we were the ones pushing, trying to get that goal. Unfortunately, we weren't able to. All I can say is no stone has been left unturned in terms of this situation now with penalties. I was down at the training ground yesterday and talking to some of the staff, and this has all been prepared for as well. So in terms of their penalty takers, where they go, goalkeepers are well aware of everything. So hopefully that will kind of work in our favour. And as Blakey said, you just hope and pray really that the lads can hold their composure and Carl Darlow can make a couple of saves for us.
Absolutely. How meticulous, Danny? I mean, what are we talking about? We're talking about the goalkeeper writing notes on his water bottle and all that kind of thing?
No, it's more than that. It's gone to another level now.
Is it?
Obviously, you see how the game's gone now in terms of stats, and I know that obviously Martin Margetson, the goalkeeping coach, is very big on all that kind of stuff and getting the goalkeepers prepared. So I think they've been using some new kind of technology to kind of analyse the penalty takers and stuff like that. So hopefully that will come to fruition and it will work its magic here. But of course it all comes down to as well, our players kind of holding our nerves with the penalties as well. So I know they've practiced every single day. I think this week I'm sure the whole team would have practiced taking them as well. So hopefully the boys can just kind of hold their nerve here and we can come out on top.
When you're so tired though, you revert to your... That's what the keepers know. When you're so tired, Ian, you revert to what you do best, which side you take it, or down the middle, whatever your penalty is. So we don't see any of those silly Panenkas or anything like that, unless it goes in, of course, for Wales. But, this is where the keepers have a slight advantage because they know how tired you are. So if you tend to go to the right with your penalties, that's what side you're going to go to.
The shootout is going to take place at this end, where all those Bosnian fans are, the ultras. All that noise you can hear. Well, you can hear a bit of noise from the home fans, but you've got that raucous away enclosure That's where it's going to be, facing the family stand and that away enclosure as well. I can tell you they're heading for penalties in Prague 2, Czech Republic 2, Republic of Ireland 2 after full time and extra time. The winners will host Denmark in 5 days, and the other 2 finals on Tuesday night, Sweden v Poland and Kosovo against Turkey. But who is going to face Italy on Tuesday night? Time to find out. It comes down to a penalty shootout, as it did on this day exactly 2 years ago when Wales faced Poland for the right to get to Euro 2024. Mark Poyser.
Bosnia are up first. Emedin Demirovic, the captain, who missed so many chances. Whistles and jeers. And he steps forward for the first penalty, and is saved by Caldalo! Rolled to his left-hand side, and a dream start to the shootout for Wales. Bosnia flinch first.
Danny called it as well. He just said it to me. Fancies Caldalo. Great start.
Well, a test of nerve, and Wales have gone with their big hitter first, Harry Wilson. This to take a 1-0 lead in the shootout. The penalties are being taken to the goal to our right. Wilson scored 2 from the spot in the last game here. Comes forward now, left-footed, sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, and gives Wales a 1-0 lead after the first set of penalties.
Cool as a cucumber, as you would expect from Harry Wilson. So good in these situations, sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. That's a real pressure penalty after Bosnia missed that first one. So important that you follow it up.
Haris Tabakovic of Borussia Mönchengladbach is next up, and buoyed by that Darlow save. The Wales fans are jumping around, waving the torches behind that goal to our left-hand side. Deafening boos at the Cardiff City Stadium. He comes forward and sends Darlow the wrong way. In fact, Darlow just waited down the middle, and he puts it into Darlow's bottom left corner. And Bosnia and Herzegovina are off the mark.
That's a big penalty. Caldalo there, he wasn't quite sure where to go, and maybe thought that was going down the middle. He doesn't, tries to almost leave the dive till really late. It's a real good penalty, because that's a lot of pressure on that one after Bosnia missing the first one. Really needed to respond and get one back themselves here, which they do.
Mark Harris is next up for Wales. This to protect their lead. Shuffling run-up, comes forward and drills it right down the middle, right off the turf, and turns to the Canton stand and waves his arms up and down. 2 penalties in, and Wales lead 2-1.
Yeah, well, if in doubt, put your foot through it and just hit the target, go down the middle. Not sure what the keeper's doing there again, but we'll take it. It's in the back of the net.
I think it's a number 13 next. That's Ivan Basic. Wales leading 2-1 after 2 penalties in this shootout in the World Cup playoff semi-final. This is a left footer. Darlow jumps up and down on his line. And it's a brilliant penalty. Darlow went the right way, but it flies into that top corner.
Spot on, Mark. Absolutely brilliant. Whip with his left foot. Great penalty.
Brennan Johnson is next for Wales. It's a late night here on BBC Radio Wales, and the whole stadium is on their feet, up in the rafters, across from us, around us in the commentary box, down the other end in the Ninian stand. Brennan Johnson places it. It's a straight run-up from the Crystal Palace player. Referee blows his whistle, he shuffles to the side and comes forward, and he's put it over the crossbar. Brennan Johnson misses, and we're all square with 2 penalties each left.
He just leans back on it. Just that little kind of shuffle to the side first before he starts his run up. And it looks like he's trying to find that kind of top corner. Just maybe leans back on it slightly, and Criminal really missing the target. You know, if you're going to miss it, you want the keeper to really save it, and he's just maybe too much precision here, trying to really put in that top corner. He just blazes it over the bar.
Now this looks like Amir Hadjiahmetovic of Hull City. 2-2 in the shootout, and he scores off the underside of the crossbar. Nerveless from him. And for the first time in this penalty shootout, Bosnia and Herzegovina have the lead as he sends Darlow the wrong way.
Yeah, great penalty. Just opens his right foot out and looks if he's going to go to Karl Darlow's left there, and then just last second just closes the foot and just whips it back the other way. Finds that top corner. Excellent penalty.
And this is a pressure penalty for Nico Williams. Pulls the socks up over his knees. Big intake of air into the lungs for the Nottingham Forest player. And a save by the goalkeeper. And Wales are on the brink of crashing out. If Bosnia score their next penalty, they are through to the playoff final. Bosnia lead. And if Kerim Alibegovic scores, they can take an unassailable lead. Karl Darlow simply has to make the save to keep Wales's World Cup dreams alive. Time to make yourself a hero. A nation's dependent on him. Here he comes! Sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. It is penalty pain yet again for Wales. The red shirts in the centre circle fall to the turf, crestfallen. The Bosnian players sprint over to their travelling fans. Just like 2 years ago on this day, Wales are beaten from spot kicks from 12 yards. Having taken the lead in normal time, having taken the lead in extra time, Wales lose in the cruelest of fashion, and they fall agonisingly short again. This will sting, and rightly so. A second successive World Cup is not to be. Wales lose in the semi-final on penalties.
Well, the Bosnian celebrations begin, but heartbreak for Wales again in a penalty shootout. This place has gone flat very, very quickly. They're putting the David Hewan music on the speakers, but the fans are filing out of the exits and heading home with very, very glum expressions. It's a miserable night in the end for Wales. This was not how the story was meant to go. They were hoping that Wales would face Italy here on Tuesday night for the right to get to the World Cup in America and Canada and Mexico this summer. But it's not to be. It's Bosnia who will host Italy on Tuesday night. And it is absolute devastation for Wales again. 2 years to the day after losing to Poland on a penalty shootout, it has happened again. Another cruel piece of history, a cruel night for Wales, who took the lead in this game through Dan James. But then Dzeko equalising 4 minutes before the end of normal time. No goals in extra time, and Wales go out on penalties. A huddle inside the centre circle at the moment, and you can only imagine what is going on there at the moment, Danny Gabardon and Nathan Blake, because tonight, whereas it was Dan James 2 years ago, it's Nico Williams and Brennan Johnson who miss those spot kicks for Wales.
Yeah, it's sport, Ian. It happens. You know, I'm absolutely gutted. More gutted for the players. The amount of effort they put in tonight. They played really, really well. Like I said, outside of the extra time, and you would say probably 85 minutes, they totally dominated that game. You know, they sat back for 10 minutes towards the end, of the second half. That's when the goal come in. They conceded the goal, couldn't get the momentum back, went out. First half of the second half, controlled the game again, done the same again second half. But unfortunately, listen, they've just got done on penalties, and it's one of those, Ian. We all know, you've seen it yourself before. We've been there, Danny and I. They can go one way or the other. You just have to say credit to Bosnia. They've come away. They've defended resolutely. They've dug in, really gone to the final whistle. And we were saying it looked like they were playing towards penalties or for penalties, especially in the extra time. And they've managed to do so, get it there, and win the game. So, I doff my cap to them, credit to them, good luck to them in the final round. But, it doesn't stop the pain at all.
It stings, Danny Gabardon, doesn't it? I mean, just to look at the Bosnia fans jumping up and down, as they have done all night, been bouncing and bouncing, and now the players are bouncing and celebrating with them. Wales are sort of scattered across that half of the field. It was supposed to be Craig Bellamy taking his country to a World Cup, didn't get there as a player, wanted to do it as a manager, said yesterday they deserve to be there. Wales deserves to be on that stage again. They will not be going there. They'll have to wait until the Euros in 2028 for the next crack at it, and we wonder whether Craig Bellamy will still be around.
Yeah, well, those are questions that'll be answered in time. At the minute, it's cruel to kind of lose in this way. It's the worst way you can kind of go out, and I totally agree with Blakey. I think we were the better team. We were the team pushing in the extra time to try and win it. To concede with 4 minutes to go really kind of hurts. We were almost there, but then the way the players kind of galvanised themselves and got themselves kind of going again, and then dominated that extra time, we just weren't able to fashion that kind of clear-cut chance to score. And then it comes down to penalties, and as Blakey said, we can go either way. Carl Darlow did his bit, kind of saving the first one, and then you need to be perfect from the spot after that, and you're going to go through. And look, we weren't able to kind of do that. It's a real precious situation to be in as a player, and these things can kind of happen. So you have to give credit to Bosnia. They did what they do, and they've come out of here, and they obviously go into the final. They've still got a bit of work to do up against Italy, but really disappointing for us, because we're so desperate to kind of get to a World Cup, but it shows how difficult it is, and it's fine margins. It really is.
Danny, Nathan, thank you very much indeed, as the Wales players slope off the field and head into the changing rooms. That is it from us. More reaction on the morning breakfast programme on Radio Wales and also on the BBC Sport Wales website. Tuesday then, it is Bosnia v Italy in the finals. Czech Republic against Denmark. They've beaten the Republic of Ireland on penalties within the last few seconds. Sweden v Poland, and Kosovo against Turkey. But for Wales, the World Cup dream is over. They will play Northern Ireland in a friendly here on Tuesday night. That's it from us. Thanks for being with us. Larry Shawn now on BBC Radio Wales. And Larry, well, try and cheer up a nation if you possibly can, please.
Ian Hunt, oh my gosh, how do you all feel? Thank you to you and to Danny Gabardon and Nathan Blake and commentator Mark Poyser tonight. Yes, it is a Larry Shawn here on BBC Radio Wales. It wasn't supposed to end like this, and the Late Show wasn't supposed to start like this, but we will try and lift your spirits on your way home from the game. But first, take it away, Bonnie.